Testing, testing. All right, all right, all right. I apologize for the wait. I had to get into epic brawl, and I won, as you can tell, for the most part. What's the motherfucking deal, man? Welcome to the Den. If you're not familiar with the Den is the best conversation on the internet. We're making the Den great again, getting it back to what it used to be, man. You know, look, Jack, I'm your host, Ed Honcho. I thank you for being here. I know this is awkward time, and this ain't what we're trying to get back on Den Daily. I missed a day earlier. I know I missed some stuff. We're gonna get all this stuff back in order. We're gonna get it all back acclimated. But I really wanted to talk about this right now because of all the energy going around from the conversation that we had last night about Ma'Khia Bryant, right? A little bit more information that came out on that, and then thank you, and I'm glad Baker Man is in here. If you open up the line, depending on how long we stream, I don't know if we'll do a full 2 hours right now because I got sauce later. I was planning on doing some dash and some other shit, but we'll see. Baker Man has been on the other end of that. And if he wants to call in and kind of share a story, you know, we got to tell you what that is. There was some crazy talk in the Discord last night from certain individuals who probably didn't even watch the stream, who didn't even watch the video. Like, here's the thing, like, you can't have a firm opinion on the situation, you know, without seeing it. And so there was somebody talking about he should have let the girl stab her and shouldn't have shot her. Like, get the fuck out of here. And you know who I'm talking about. And if you want to address that, please call it. It don't make any sense to let the cop shoot the girl or let the other girl stab her. And she like, it's so baffling. And the reason why I say that shit was such a stupid ass response, it was like not only one person, I saw lots of people, not even just in the den, saying that, is because of the story we're about to talk about now, right? But before we get into that story, let's see who we got joining us. Let's get some good conversation going. Wise, what's the motherfucking deal? A wise man in the building. Kenneth Cologne, young pimping, simping, formerly simping Ken in the building. DeMarkey, you got your bitch back. I need to find a reason to get rid of DeMarkey. We'll figure it out. Unique Rise, what's the motherfucking deal? It's been a while. Man Cave Sports TV, what's the motherfucker? Man Cave, we got to link up, man. I know we haven't been all over the place. I've been my time, been out. We got to link up. We need to do us another good duo stream, man. It's been a while. Betty Spaghetti, how are you, ma'am? It's been a while. I hope all is well. John from New York. Hey, we two Italian deep in here today. This is a double Italian day. I'm feeling real good. I might go to Subway. Shout out to John, my favorite New Yorker, the Baker Man in the building, cooking it up. The lovely Miss Sarah Lou in the building. How are you today, ma'am? Purple Drake, what's the motherfucking deal? Let's see. Oh, Chickenberg was in there talking crazy too, dog. Oh my goodness. Bilderberg, what is going down? Rob, my guy Rob, man. Oh yeah, we're gonna open up the lines today, man. I hopefully we'll hear from my guy Rob. I ain't heard from Rob in a minute. I hope all is well. But like I say, man, we just talked about this shit last night, and I'm gonna be straight up with you. Like, I lost faith in niggas like years ago. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't expect niggas to do, but I'm just like, now I'm just getting to the point where I'm either, I don't know if I'm more and more confused or I don't know, because like, here we go. You know, yesterday we talked about it, black on black situation. And I know people say, oh, black on black crime, whatever. And we're gonna get into some of the new details that I've kind of come across with that and how it makes the story worse, in my opinion. But you have a cop taking a black life to save a black life, right? Because what a lot of these idiots don't get is if you let that little girl be successful in her attempt, guess what? You lose 2 black lives. But you got so many dumb motherfuckers who are so a la LeBron James, who are so, it's so important that it's a white guy that did it. We got to make a big deal about it, right? Stupid shit. That guy was a fucking expert marksman. Like an expert marksman. So if anybody, that's why we came out like, damn, he didn't hit the other guy. He's an expert fucking marksman in the U.S. with Air National Guard. So he's a damn good shot. You know what I'm saying? So again, that makes me feel a little bit more comfortable about what was happening. But let's talk about it, right? So what you have, and let me see if I can pull up the picture. I'm gonna pull up some background information here. I guess we'll call that. Let me pull up this window, and it's the wrong one. Oh, okay, I know one. This thing I want to pull up. Let's cancel that. Let's try it again. All right, there we go. Yeah, here we go. This is the one I want to pull up. Talk a little bit about the Ma'Khia. shit in a second, but and I'll show y'all where old buddy is, you know, expert marksman and all that shit. All right. You know what? Let's just stop all the nonsense. Let me show you the video, and then we'll go over the pictures. Right? That's the simplest fucking thing to do. All right. Y'all know I had this all planned out right before the stream, right? Shout out to the new folks who joined us in the Discord conversation last night. Pretty cool, pretty cool. I think this is the video. Yeah, this is it. All right. Let me pull this up.
I had to plan my son's funeral today.
Hear that? I'm gonna start over. Let me quiet my mic. I'll let y'all listen to it.
I had to plan my son's funeral today and pick out his casket.
Ja'Kay McKnight says her son begged her to go out with friends on Saturday. It was later she got the call.
Miss McKnight, please don't be mad at me. That's what you said. Please don't be mad at me, and I'm not mad at you.
It was King's best friend.
Wrong video. Another sad video for part of something else I want to talk about. That was the again, this is crazy that I have all this fucking shit to talk about. That was the story of the 13-year-old boy who got killed by the 12-year-old boy. Let me find the right video. It's too much of this shit going down. Sad that I talk about these things in this manner. Oh, right here. Right, okay, here we go. Sorry about that. Let's get it right this time.
13-year-old girl. She sat silent as her attorney argued for her release.
Your Honor, I know these are very serious as they get charges. However, these are allegations at this point. We're asking if the court would consider releasing her on EMU back to her mother. She's only 13. She goes to Aiken. She has absolutely no record. She's an A student.
We're not sharing her name because she's a juvenile. The suspect is accused of slashing the throat of another 13-year-old girl Monday night. Nyaira Givens died.
The nature of the offense itself poses an inherent danger to the community, as seen, manifestly, we've got a deceased victim in this case. Beyond that, we don't believe the home is a suitable place to release her on EMU. My understanding from examining the record is that mother is not the legal custodian of this child.
The magistrate ordered the teen held until her next court date. Givens' family says their loss is heartbreaking.
The pain I feel in the hour, it won't never go away. I just gotta learn how to cope with it and deal with it.
The suspect's mother taking a few seconds to offer support.
We love you.
Love you too.
All right. You gonna be okay. Tay said he love you and he said stay strong. And that's what everybody's saying. You hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
We got you on this.
Now that suspect is set to appear in court again on May 3rd. Reporting live in Mount Auburn, Molly Lair, WLWT News 5.
So there's the video of that, right? And I'm gonna show y'all. Y'all kind of basically have the story. Show y'all a couple of pictures of the little girl, right? Talk about a couple of things. Now, this is the one that got killed. 13 years old, man. Again, the same shit I said yesterday. I asked, what beef does a 16-year-old have that they say is all about peace? What kind of beef do you have that you're going to come out wielding a knife to want to take somebody? What kind of that? A 16-year-old shouldn't have that level of angst and anger. Why does a 13-year-old, right? And this is what I'm curious about. What the fuck are they out there fucking doing this shit for? But I'm gonna let y'all notice something. Y'all notice something. If you were here yesterday, it was a big point that we talked about. And then right now, there's a common factor in between these two stories. Two young, besides both of them being in Ohio, one in Cincinnati and one in Columbus. And that's the reason why I kind of reference this story, because what we'll do as black folks is we'll expect, you know, cops from two completely different jurisdictions who've never met each other to handle things completely the same way. Okay, well, we got two black people from the same state, remotely close. So I would think we might as well automatically assume that they would handle things the same way, right? And so if this girl successfully killed the other girl, had Ma'Khia Bryant been left alone to do what she was intending to do, she'd have killed that other girl. If nobody was happy, it wasn't no threat, it wasn't no, oh, I'm just going, no, she got what she deserved. There's also some articles from the neighbors who also said the same thing, but yet for some reason. You know, we'll get back to that. But let me pull up these pictures because, like I said, this was a young lady, you know, and very unfortunate, a kid, right? So that y'all are familiar with what we got going. I think I need this one. Maybe I should take all the filters off so you can actually see shit. But anyway, like I'm saying, so it's just like, it's unfortunate. Like, what is going on these days? So like I said, I showed you the wrong video. That was a 13-year-old boy killed by a 12-year-old boy. You got a 13-year-old girl who just stabbed another one in the neck and killed her. You have a 16-year-old girl who tried to kill another girl, or who tried to stab another girl, got shot down. Like, all of this in the span of a couple of days. This is all like this week. You know what I'm saying? This all happened within the last few days. Okay, so I just took the damn things off. Where are they showing up? There we go. I understand what you're doing. But like, so what is going on? Why are the fucking youth so angry? What is it? Like I said, we live in a day and age with more access to information than ever. We have more opportunity than ever. But yet, as black folks, especially the children, why is this like this? This is retarded. Especially the children, they seem fucking angrier than ever. Like, why? Why is this? It's still looking crazy. Why? Why is this not doing what it's supposed to do? I got something going on. I'll figure it out. Let's see. Okay, there we go. All right, young girl here. Like I said, I believe this is her right here. They look kind of similar. And again, we gotta start working on the diets of these children, because if it ain't each other, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, old gal was what? She was a heavyweight at 16. A lot of these kids are a little larger than they should be. I don't know who this is. I don't know if this is the mom or the aunt, because here's the crazy thing, right? Just like Ma'Khia Bryant, she's not in the custody of her mother. But yet, you know, we see who has something to say. So, like, that's what I don't understand. Like, what's going on with these women that they can't keep custody of their kids? I'm not understanding what's happening in Ohio, especially, that you're not keeping custody of your kids. Now these girls are getting angry and going out trying to fucking take people out. Again, but then you got to look at role models. You got to look at who they're influenced by. You know what I mean? These kids are super heavy on TikTok, right? Because that was the thing they try to make about the other girl. They talk, oh, she's a TikToker and she does all this. You know, she just does her hair on TikTok. You know what I mean? It is what it is. Like I said, very unfortunate young child, right? And like I said, so it's another one. But this is what happens if Rendon, what I can't remember his name, Rendon, I think it was just the cop's name, or Redon or something like that. If he doesn't show up, or if he shows up a couple of seconds late, right? We're having this story. But then the wild part to me, like I say, is just that, you know, the family, you know, stay strong and doing all that. Like, the reason that this little girl didn't pick this up out of the streets, this little girl didn't pick up this anger out there. She got it from having a piss poor home life situation. And what we tend to do is we take the word mother, because most of us relate to mothers as being nurturing and loving. And most of us have had, I want to say, a good relationship with them. So you hear the word mother, you automatically think good thing. There's a lot of mothers out here that ain't shit. There's a significant number of them. We've seen it back to back to back stories. You know what I mean? What is the case with all of these situations? And we know we've gotten to the whole single parent thing. But even in these situations, like I say, with the Adam Toledo, mom, he's out running the streets. He's in the streets. You know he's in the streets. Admit that. I was not know. The mom in this situation don't got control of, don't have primary care of the kid. The mom in the Ma'Khia don't have primary care of the kid, but you the first motherfucker getting interviews. You know what I'm saying? You keep seeing these situations. And like I say, this is not about anything but like, how do we prevent this? Because you got kids throwing their lives away, 13 years old, she's done. You know what I mean? Now, tend to be a female, they may show some leniency, they may show some love, whatever, but she's done. That was a malicious act. That other little girl will never see the light of day, right? Appreciate the love, strong and grand. Oh no, this is not going to get mainstream news. You know why? And that's another. I'm glad you brought that point. Why won't this get mainstream news? Equally as sad, right?
I'd love to call in, but I'm off to work. Don't expect this story to get a lot of MSM time. Mainly because of the perpetrator. Same old shiznit.
Shout out to Dan. Have a great day at work, Dan, man. You know, and it's like, and here's the thing, right? And that's the practice, because the whole outcry about, my God, she's just a kid, she's a baby, this must be a killer baby. I guess we got killer toddlers out there wiping each other out, right? It is not. This is not the days of old, right? And it's kind of a weird thing. When I say days of old, I think like we went through this weird period in America where, like, so I think we minimize children's potential, right? And what I mean by that, think about like all the greats and the legends, you know, the people that we follow, quote unquote forefathers and all that other shit. See, when they grew up, yeah, they made toy and they did all these things, but they didn't have all the distractions that we have right now, right? You know what I'm saying? And so kids matured in a different way. They were able to help with chores. They worked around the house. They had a better understanding of how things went on, right? So I think that there was a period in life that kids were like more mature as a whole than where they are now, right? Then we had this whole, let's be friends with our kids. Let's praise our kids. Let's give them candy for everything. Oh, they breathe. They're the greatest thing on earth. And then now we've gotten to this point where we instill this sense of entitlement in children for nothingness. And a lot of us, we can talk about the racial aspects of it, there's a lot of entitlement racially for nothingness just existing. But now we have this period where the kids are dumb, they're entitled, they're lacking skills, talents, abilities, any of these things. And most of all, empathy and respect, right? Because, you know, back then, you see an old lady holding the door open for you, you know, help her across the sidewalk, you do all these things. Now, motherfuckers are trying to run the motherfucker over, push out, get out the way, old bitch, your time is up. Like, the motherfuckers nowadays don't have any fucking decorum, no respect, no nothing, right? And they don't care. And I think a lot of the reason they don't care is because they've lost that fucking human connection, right? You see everything on videos. You see a lot of these kids getting raised up by the YouTube and all this shit, and they're watching how these other people are reacting, responding, and doing. Nobody's coming and saying, hey, man, that ain't right. That ain't how it goes, especially if you're in the hood, because then you go outside and you see motherfuckers acting the same way as the motherfuckers that you see acting on the fucking internet, and you think this is how it's supposed to be, right? Nobody told this child about consequences. And again, I don't know what was so major between two 13-year-old girls that one had to stab the other in the neck, right? Fear is a powerful motivator. I don't know if the other little girl, they were supposed to have a fight, and the other little girl was fearful or what, but like I said, they say she slashed her in the neck. Hatred can be a powerful, it's a lot of, I don't know what it is, right? At 13, just hitting puberty, what are you beefing over? You know what I'm saying? Like, you have a whole life ahead. You ain't even, like, you're just, like, what? Nigga, you was just watching Dora the fucking Explorer, now you stabbing motherfuckers. Like, I don't get it. Like, I don't fucking get it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, and that's the thing, too. You know, a lot of motherfuckers, like I say, they see motherfuckers as, like straw men, because you see everybody through a profile, so they're not real to you. They don't exist to you. It's almost like a lot of people play the internet like a video game. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people play the internet like a video game. You push some buttons, people respond. Hey, it's fun. You don't get any points, but it is 13 going on 31. Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. You say a race war gets 200 million wives and no guns and no resources. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Oh my God. Rob, you already know. And niggas is out here talking so, like, I really believe niggas are struggling with basic math. Like, you know, I ain't gonna sit here and act like I'm a fucking economics whiz or I'm a numbers whiz or any of that shit. Like, shit, I had to go fucking buy me a book the other day. I need to get freshened up on my algebra shit. I'm gonna go back to the basics because I had a shitty algebra teacher. I had shitty teachers in high school. I told you all about that. I had like one fucking math teacher in high school, Miss Sandhop. She's probably dead by now. She was old as shit then. And if she's not, I need her secret. But Miss Sandhop was probably the only fucking algebra teacher I had. The next year I had some young white dude, like his first year teaching. He wouldn't even be there. This motherfucker come back telling stories about how he falling off mountains and shit. So he didn't teach shit. We had there having paper fights. I think was it my Junior, I forgot who my math teacher was in my fucking junior year. But then was the senior year. What was it my junior year? It was my senior junior. Anyway, and I had one lady, my senior was like a fucking, she was a damn, she ran a fucking trucking operation out the classroom, right? So my math ain't strong. I say all this to say my math ain't super strong, but I got the basic numbers. I mean, you can look at numbers and tell us what. Niggas be coming up with this astronomical numerology that they just figure we just gonna overtake some shit and just and wipe some shit out. Like, the war is not what y'all want. The foundation is what niggas need to be working on. Building, manufacturing, actually creating shit so you have something sustainable. But here's the deal, honestly. But everybody hollering racist, and then we're gonna jump on this Micaiah thing. I'm gonna talk about a couple of new details, and then like I said, I'll open up the lights. I want to hear y'all's thoughts on just whatever's going on, because like I said, the kids are killing the kids. There's so many different cases that we can talk about. But like I said, we're in a situation where obviously the families are lacking influence on these kids. I'm a firm believer that your mother is your first teacher, whether you're a single mom, whether you're in a family, whether whatever. And these moms are not, you know what I'm saying? Or not, you know what I'm saying, doing what's supposed to be done. But I agree. Here's the thing. You got niggas out here who are gonna monkey and shoe shine. They got them saying all this crazy stuff, right? And use just the most ignorant logic ever. And that's why I say I don't listen to niggas. Because like I was saying, it was because she's young, she's a teen. This is another younger girl who's had less life experience, both of them, than either one of the chicks involved in the other situation. But nobody cares. And this is why I say most niggas don't like being black. Most black people holler all this Black Lives Matter, don't really like being black. They don't really feel like black is valuable. And because if you did, every single one of these incidents would matter. Every single one would matter. If Asians are in Asian neighborhoods killing and shooting and doing all that, you know what they're gonna do? They're gonna call laws and get them motherfuckers up out of there. What are we gonna do? We're gonna throw a party for the motherfuckers, a going away party and a coming home party. We're not gonna give a fuck about all the 10 niggas they embodied, you know what I'm saying, who had families, who had lives, who were black. We ain't gonna talk about none of that. We're just gonna talk about how it's the mythical, legendary, supreme, invisible white man has put their foot on some nigga neck and made him kill a bunch of other niggas, right? Like it's their fault. So my whole deal is like, we're done, honestly. Like, I think niggas, it's over. It's a wrap for them. Like, there's no point. And you gotta fuck with like-minded individuals and move forward. Like, that's why I say I cannot base anything. Oh, you're black, I gotta look. No, that's the biggest fucking mistake that you can make, because disarray amongst black people is at an all-time high. You know what I'm saying? At an all-time high. You know what I mean? And that's why I say I can't use race as a factor for anything. I don't use race as a factor in judgment for anything. You know what I'm saying? Other than cracking jokes, stereotype jokes, because I think they're funny. But let's talk about that idiot LeBron for just a second, right? Oh, I took it down because I didn't want to keep it. No, shut the fuck up. Like, one, I don't even think LeBron writes his own tweets, right? I don't think he tweets his own tweets. I was like, straight up, like, I don't, this nigga don't read, this nigga don't tweet his own tweets. You know what I'm saying? Oh, yes, exactly, Rob. That's the crazy part about it. And he did it right in front of their faces. Like, that was the funny part about it. Biden told y'all all this shit. We told motherfuckers. But but here's what happens, though. See, niggas can't own shit. Niggas can never have accountability, right? So all these same niggas that voted for Biden and know that what's going on is not beneficial, oh, well, give him time. Or, well, we did it for Kamala. Or we did like that. Niggas will find all the fucking sitting there getting they fucking face stomped in by policies, laws, and everything else. And they'll sit there and just drink it up. Like, y'all niggas are so dumb. Y'all really thought the dude who wrote the crime bill was gonna show you love. You thought he was just gonna come in and just throw you alley-oop.
We have Congress being disrespectful to each other, acting like children instead of adults. Children, see this?
Yes. Appreciate the love and something. Yeah, absolutely. Exactly. Our own politicians, the people, this is why we're down here. And this is why all the other countries are sitting in wait, watching, laughing, right? Because we can't have civil discourse with one another. Like, I like watching old shit. Sometimes I like watch old kind of like debates, like where you'll have politicians on old TV shows, and they'll come and they'll debate different shit with each other. But the way they debated, it was amicable, it was intelligent, it wasn't a bunch of lowbrow bullshit. You know what I'm saying? When they did shoot slugs, when they did shoot insults, it was in an intellectual manner, right? Respectably. Now, it's a fucking reality show. Like, that's all we are. America's biggest export, I've been saying for a long time, is entertainment. That's what we do. We put out entertainment. We entertain each other. We entertain everybody else. That's what it is. But I want to talk about Micaiah for a second, right? I want to get back to that. And so somebody said that the dude there was her stepdad. I can see that maybe, but I don't know. Whatever. Let's talk about the mom for a second, right? Because mom said that this was a girl about peace and all of this other stuff. I want to know what the mom did, right? Because apparently this house that she went to live at, her sister was already there, right? The Micaiah's sister was already there and had been living there for a year, right? And so I think she went there just a couple of months ago in February, I believe. So, like, what is going on? You know, because the way you make it, oh, that she's going to get to come home in a couple of months. And, oh, yeah, she was just talking about, like, you lost your other kid for over a year. And then in that other time span, you've lost another one. So, obviously, you're not advancing in whatever you're doing. You must be declining because you're losing kids. You know what I'm saying? And so, like, to come out with all this shit again, you know, motherfuckers are emotional. And I think a lot of this, especially what happens is women are very emotional. They see kids, they respond a certain way. But I've also seen a lot of women who have been super logical about this too. Because usually when it's kids, like I said, I see women tend to be more on the side of the kid who took the L than, you know, with law enforcement stuff. But I've seen a lot of people who are kind of like, this should be obvious. But again, you got the super liberals, wokey woke blacks sitting here saying, oh, he could have used a taser. After this, I don't know if we're going to do an after party today. We might do an after party in Discord. Like, I'll ride around and talk. I'll put up a video. I'll put up a link to a video of what happens in certain situations, and especially in a situation like that where you're talking about use a taser. There was a video of a guy with a knife. They tased the fuck out of this motherfucker. This motherfucker still came at the cop, damn near stabbed him until the motherfucker emptied the clip in it, right? I personally believe size matters when it comes to these tasers and things. I've seen the people like people who have the least resistance to them is like bigger people. Oh, gal was a big girl. So y'all sitting here and people like, this is what people said. Like, people literally said this. And this is what I said. I'm like, I'm done with niggas. Like, I don't even want to have conversations with idiots anymore. This case showed me how stupid people really are. Like, it just brought the idiot, what is it? The idiot tide, it rose up high. I started really seeing people that I thought were a little bit smarter than that, saying some of the dumbest shit that I've ever fucking heard, right? So, again, big girl, I don't think that taser would have worked. I heard people say it would have been worth the risk for her to get tased, even if it didn't stop her, she stabbed the other girl so that she would still be alive. I don't think y'all understand how blades, knives, and sometimes blunt objects and things like that work. Like, again, I'm not a doctor, obviously not a mathematician, but you got major arteries everywhere, right? So it only takes one poke to get laid down. Only one lie was in here. Exactly, Miss Meat. I agree. But nobody wants to say that. Everybody wants to say he killed the other girl instead of saying he saved a life, which is what he did. You know what I'm saying? They want to sit there and holler he killed somebody. And if you're of that mindset and you truly believe that, like, without watching, like, I can't comprehend it. You know what I'm saying? Like, again, I'm a person looking at each situation as an individual. Like, this cop ain't do every fucking shooting in the I can't, well, this compared to this, and then this motherfucker was a trained marksman, expert marksman, like the highest level of marksmanship that you can fucking get. You know what I'm saying? Because we talked about that. Like, well, why didn't he hit her? Because he knew what he was fucking shooting at. You know what I'm saying? I guarantee that cop's family, the girl's family is happy about it. There was a neighbor said that he had the shit on the fucking video from his garage, and I don't know if that film has gotten released or if they're gonna release it, but he basically said, yeah, that bitch was the aggressor. It was another one, another guy with a neighbor who was a videographer and a photographer. He's like, yeah, she was the aggressor. Well, I said there was nothing else that they could have been done. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? The people that are making jokes that are real racist would have let us stab her. No, that's not even. But here's the thing, Miguel. That's not a joke. There are people who are sitting there. There are black people, BLM type people, sitting there saying that's what he should have did. Sitting there saying that's what he should have did. Should have waited. to see if she was really going to see. She might have just been threatening her. Or if she would have got poked, she'd have survived. It only takes one poke in the fucking right place. Like I said, the little 13-year-old girl we just started this talking about, she was stabbed that girl one time in the neck. You know what I'm saying? That's all it takes is once. You don't know where that fucking knife is finna hit. We talked about people talking about shooting them in the hand. What the fuck? He gonna cut the slow-mo on? Like it's a video game, you cut what's the shit from Red? The dead eye? You gonna cut the fucking dead eye on and slow down time and put his cursor right there on the fucking hand and knock the fuck, like, what the fuck, dog? Like, people are so retarded, right? And it shows you people who have never been in a situation, you know what I'm saying? Exactly. It shows you people who have never been in a hostile situation. You know what I'm saying? People who've never had to react. No, she was holding a dog. That was her dog baby, or fur baby. That's what the lady at the groomer calls. You got your fur baby? But yeah, that's what I'm saying. The people are starting. Black people, BLM supporters, would rather watch black people kill each other than a white person save another black person's life from another black person. That's BLM. That's Black Lives. The very basis of your beliefs, and I'm talking about the organization. You got these retards that go, there's no organization. Well, what the fuck they sending the money, ass clown? That believe this. Right? That believe this. And how is that a thing? Prepaid, what's the motherfucking deal? But, man, yeah, definitely want to pop out. I definitely would love to hear what Mr. Prepaid got to say on this. I definitely would love to hear what he has to say about the situation. But, like I said, man, niggas sitting here talking about let her stab her, she'll survive. She'll survive and the other girl just be in jail. So y'all thought like after she was just gonna stab her one time, like a poke check. Let me just make sure you're real. Let me just do a little poke check. She was just gonna, hit her in the hip or something. Like what? I don't know what niggas was thinking. But niggas been saying dumb shit for the last couple of days, and I don't understand how this is supposed to work. Niggas gonna go, what was that? Niggas gonna be on the Max Payne shit. They gonna fucking, I guess the cop gonna pop the little pain pills. You know what I'm saying? So everything slow down, and he can fucking he can pinpoint accurately shoot her thumb and fucking index finger, you know what I'm saying, to release the weapon at a 90-degree trajectory or some shit. I don't fucking know what motherfuckers is thinking. But again, like, y'all been watching too much James Bond, been watching too much fucking Mission Impossible and shit, man. Like the behavior is ridiculous. And where is Rio? Because the cop looks like Rio. And just like Rio, the cop was military police. So it'd be very interesting to hear where fucking Rio is. His fucking thoughts on this. Where's my damn? Oh, here it is. All right. That's what I'm saying. There you go, Bob. There it is. Man, like, I don't want to get stabbed, man. Look, let me call. I might really need Rio, but there it is. It should be right there. Bet. But here's my deal. Rio everywhere, man. Y'all know. But like I said, I don't get it. Like it hurts my brain. Like I get literal headaches trying to, like I tell you, I try to put myself in other people's shoes. I try to think of other people's positions, right? There's no way in my head I can justify it. I can make it make sense, that I can put two and two together and say that there was another option for that cop that shot Makai, right? Anyway, person of peace, wielding a knife, attacked two people, right? Attacked the first girl with a knife in her hand, which is probably when she should have initially been shot. Because like I say, again, there's a lot of damage that you can do. Now, that was the fucking blade. And here's the girl, the 13-year-old girl. I recommend this a bit. The 13-year-old girl had a pocket knife. A pocket knife. Makai had a fucking blade. She had a motherfucking steak knife. You know what I'm saying? Like, she was trying to cut something off, fillet something. You know what I'm saying? Like, she had that fucking, like that Rachel Ray said. But it's mind-blowing that, again, like I said, it matters more, not the fact that she was going to take that girl out. to black people. That's just a hypothetical. That could have possibly, but it didn't happen, so you don't know. Versus, is it?
When the nigglets get to thugging, stop calling the police. Send the social workers. Don't blame me, blame the white man.
Shout out to Prepaid, man. I appreciate the motherfucking love. Yeah. Blame what? You know, that's the that's not the StreamYard link. That's the Streamlabs link. I'm gonna put the Zoom link / phone number on here in just a second. I need to actually cut it off. Right, I guess that helps if I put that on. I'm gonna use it here in a second. But appreciate the love, Mr. Prepaid. I agree, and that's what I'm saying. Like, I'm tired of hearing blame the white man. Like, there's no more blame the white man. Like, I'm done with that shit though. Like, if that's what you holler about now, I don't want to talk. Like, I don't want to talk about no fucking blame the white man. I want to, like, let's talk about improve the black man. Like, let's do that. Let's stop crying about some shit. You know what I'm saying? Because motherfuckers just want to have something to complain about. They don't really want to get active and fix the issues and talk about the real issues. It's just easier to blame something that you have no control over, right? Oh, it's white people's fault. They all need to change and just accept our fucking terrible behavior, right? But then a white person does the same thing that you do, and you're livid about it. All these double standards, I don't play that game, dog. I'm gonna handle you across the board. I handle people the same, right? I'm not trying to add any special caveats, no fucking special tiers for people. You know what I'm saying? Exactly. Man, he did exactly what he was supposed to. I'm just curious. Y'all know how to do. Quick poll. 0 for no, 1 for yes. Do you feel like the cop in the Ma'Khia Bryant case did the best possible job? 0 for no, 1 for yes. I just want to know what y'all I'm gonna open up in just a second. We'll start taking some calls. Oh, he was definitely Caucasian. Okay. I see Miguel disagrees. But when I open up the line, Miguel, I definitely like it. Because I really would like to hear from people who disagree, who think that there was another option. I said, did the cop do the best possible job that he could in that situation? 0 for no, 1 for yes. He was right here. That's pretty much it. And that's why I say, people like me thinking I'm crazy. Because, we love, or certain people love to say the black woman is the most hated woman on the planet. It's not true. The white man is the most hated person on the fucking planet. It's like, that nigga can't do nothing right these days. Like, it doesn't matter. You fucking executed the way it's supposed to be done. You can't do shit. Oh, Rob, you disagree? Okay, cool. All right, cool. I definitely love to hear Rob's thoughts on that. But for the majority, most people feel like he did what he had to do. Okay, cool. All right, give me a second. Let me get the Zoomy up. We can do one or two things, right? We can do one or two things. We can go. We'll just use the line right now. Let's use the well, we can do both of them. Let me see if I can pull. I ain't said like an actual meeting, but so I'll put this link here. Start a meeting. Yes. And you can use a number to call in. If you just want to call, you can use the number. If you want to jump in via the Dilly Dally, we can use that. But like I said, it's just baffling. Like I'm honest, like, we're in the den, we laugh, we clown because, it's not a safe space. It's a safe space for unsafe people. That's what the den is, a safe space for unsafe people, right? And so you can feel free, to say we say we laugh, but again, like I say, it's very unfortunate that all these young people have lost their lives in such a short span. Like, that's no joke. And that's the sad part about it. But we just, there's so many common factors. The way that you solve this, it all starts at home. Regardless if you're coming up in the best home or the worst home, there's been a lot of people who've come from poverty, but they had principles, they had boundaries, they had rules, and they were able to overcome that. They didn't sink down to the level of the motherfuckers around them. You know what I'm saying? But again, that's on how you were raised. But let's see. We got someone about to join us. Okay, man, look, here's the deal. I really, really want the people who disagree, who don't like, I really want to talk to you, like, because I want to hear a legitimate reason why, because all the reasons that I've heard have been baffling, and a lot of them sound like buffoonery. So I would love to hear from someone who disagrees. So if you disagree, make sure you slide up. You either hit that link to join the Zoom meeting, or you can call that number, and I'll put you in the weight room, and we can talk about it. All right, let's see. I think my sound is it playing? Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I could hear you. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We got Mr. John from New York, my favorite New Yorker, joining us this afternoon. What's on your mind, Mr. John?
I prefer for this phone call you refer to me as the evil white man.
Evil white man. All right. EWM, the evil white man. All right. So, what's in your dastardly plans for Black people today, evil white man?
What was that part?
I said, what is in your dastardly plans for Black people today, evil white man?
my just let y'all keep doing what you're doing. You guys are on cruise control, baby.
Yes, pretty much. Your job is done. Just collect the royalties. But yeah, like looking at this, another one of these crazy situations, and we kind of talked a little bit at length about Makai yesterday. Like, are you surprised in any way that people respond to this one the way it is, or how do you feel about this secondary situation personally?
We're talking about the Gibbons lady?
In Gibbons, yes.
Okay. As far as both of them, yesterday's video and today's video, I think, it's sad that they're both young individuals and they died. It's unfortunate. I think it's I have a lot of thoughts. I think there's too much negativity being given to the wrong place and not enough positivity being given to the right place. As far as I don't know how to pronounce her name, is Nyaira Gibbons.
Something like that. I'm fucking it up myself, so yeah.
Okay, I apologize, but with her, like, in my opinion, what's going on with that is, it's a combination of bad parenting, and then when you get out there into the streets, into society, school, work, wherever, and you're around other people who have had bad parenting, it just snowballs into something that turns into this. But at the same time, this is still a small percentage of there's mostly good people out there, even in the same communities that these horror stories take place. So that's where I feel like that's not being given enough attention. Is there bad parenting? Yeah, in any community. I've seen bad parenting with whites, blacks, Asians, believe it or not. I know they're damn near perfect, but even them have their issues. So I feel like there's too much negativity given in that sense. But as far as the bad parenting, it really needs to be worked on, because that's where a lot of people are going to get their leadership from. And that's where a lot of people are going to decide how they're going to handle life situations going forward. And it was only, in my opinion, there's two sets of leaders in your life: your God and your parents. Everybody else is a fucking hustler.
Okay. That's a very interesting perspective. Pretty true.
And as far as the shooting, the shooting that we covered yesterday with the girl in the pink and the other girl trying to stab her, I mean, the headline should read, "White police officer rescues Black queen." That's what it should fucking read.
Yes, queen. Yes. That's what it should, but it won't. He'll never get credited. He'll be annihilated, especially when you have people who are coming, out of the woodworks. Lots and lots of people are coming out of the woodworks, headline readers. And with a headline like that, you got your LeBron James of the world continuing to mislead people and everything else. And that's what's sad really now, is because he's getting vilified. People did not pay attention to what really happened. They just saw a headline: cop shoots 16-year-old girl. They don't care about the video, they don't care about anything else. They just listen to the rhetoric being pushed around, and it makes no sense.
Yeah, well, in my opinion, and I say this as respectfully as possible, I think LeBron James is a piece of shit.
Yeah, I do.
I think he's a slave master. Mm-hmm. I think he is someone who is evil for profits. I think he's hand in hand with the commissioner and the other powerful figures within the NBA. And I think, like many other quote unquote leaders in communities, he's leading people astray for his own personal profit. And that's why I don't like to say white supremacy. I just say supremacy, because any movement you've ever seen in this country, there's been people of all colors, whether behind the scenes or in front of the scenes, that came together for evil purposes to hurt people, whether those people looked like them or didn't look like them. And him sitting here fucking trying to recite Malcolm X lines, not even knowing what the purpose of those lines really were intended for, is a dumbass.
That's one moment, not to interrupt, but Miss Meek, you said Crump came out line, said he lied. So is Crump involved in this case too? Has he fucking popped up and joined in on this one too? Like,
Crump is trying to try and get at every case.
Yeah.
You know, he's trying to make that money, that settlement money.
Pokemon, motherfuckers everywhere. Like, shit, you just barely finished with one case. I mean, it is what it is, because it's on the people who keep allowing him to be a part of it. But ultimately, to them it's a win, because they're expecting to see some kind of results, mostly monetary, because nothing else really matters. Because what happens with these families is maybe paying them makes the pain go away, but it seems like every time these families get paid, you don't hear from them anymore. It's no longer an issue. And then the ones that don't get paid, or it seems like they come out the woodworks and they start expressing their true feelings about, Black Lives Matter. It was Brianna's mom and I think Tamir's mom, that came out and said, these motherfuckers came out taking money in the name of their kids and doing all that. I ain't seen a dime, ain't never spoke to them, and all these other things. But somehow we're supposed to believe that LeBron, these people, they all have our best intentions. In mind. That's fucking crazy.
Yeah, I really hope that they don't fire the cop from yesterday or put him on trial for anything, because, I mean, he literally saved that young woman's life in the pink. And Lord knows who else's life, because she might not stop there.
Correct.
Who knows?
She'd have doubled back and went and got the first bitch that she was trying to get. Like, so she definitely would have went back. Yeah, she was done. She'd have jugged the bitch up in the pink. She'd have stabbed the other girl she first, but she'd have killed that little dog too. She was gonna be on the street. She was gonna get a trifecta. He did what he was supposed to. I hope the same thing. But what is going to happen, honestly, if something happens to him, something like, I wouldn't be surprised if you start seeing mass resignation. Like, what else? If you see that, I don't think any clear-headed person says, there's so much more he could have done in the span of the, 5 or 6 seconds, where you got two people attacking somebody, another person kicking them in the head, and, almost fucking attempted murder. But he's supposed to solve all this stuff as he's getting out of the car, putting all the shit together. The first thing he asks is, what's going on here? And people start fighting. Like, I mean, what the fuck? I don't know what more people want him to do. Like I said yesterday, you got people who order the same thing every day from fucking DoorDash, and they take an hour trying to figure out their order just to get the same shit. And they sitting here talking about what they would have done in a fucking split-second life-threatening decision. Like, you wouldn't have fucking done none of that shit. Most of the people would have done one or two things. You'd have shot, or you'd have watched somebody get their life taken in front of you. You know what I'm saying? And so, again, I think he did the right thing. I hope that there's no repercussion from it. It shouldn't be. I know they said it's getting independently investigated right now, but there should be no consequences for him whatsoever.
Well, I'll ask you this, and then I want to get right back to the LeBron tweet. Mm-hmm. So I'll play white devil's advocate here. Okay. So you say, you won't be surprised if police officers start resigning in mass. Mm-hmm. And I would say to you then, well, they took an oath to protect the community, and we understand that they're under a certain type of pressure right now. If they all resigned in mass, don't you feel that would be disrespectful to the people who do support them, who do pay taxes to protect them, and say, hey, we're here for you. We want you to protect us. We're not going to do these negative things to you. We understand that your job is difficult. Don't leave us stranded and unprotected. How do you manage that?
Hold on 1 second. I know that this situation, I was trying to, I bet I think that was Mr. Mann. I was trying to put you to the, put him in the thing. My bad, Mr. Mann. If you want to come back, I will add you to the waiting room. Hold on. Take the call, and that's the pause, and then do all this. All right, there we go. Okay. Let's see this. All right, there we go. Okay. All right. What was you saying there, Mr. John?
Yeah.
So you're saying get back to but he said it would be bad to their I can see it, but at the same time, you know, I think you gotta I wouldn't be surprised. I think people, you know, they look at themselves, most people, first and foremost. And if you go out saying, you know, hey, there's a chance that I can do everything right and still, you know, end up losing my career, possibly, you know, going to jail or all these things. I mean, it's on a normal routine fucking traffic stop, or what should be pretty routine. Um, I don't know. Like I said, I don't think that that would be their primary concern. I think they would have to look out for themselves because you can't serve nobody if you end up in jail
Because
or something like that. You know.
in my opinion, this whole BLM thing, and it's just a massive cover up for redistribution of wealth and dividing people by class and race. So they want the police departments to be defunded. They want the police department to become weak. And in my opinion, based on what I've heard politicians saying over the past 10 years, going back to Obama's first term, was that they wanted the police departments to become more controlled by the federal government, which is why it was a big deal when Trump was trying to push that executive order about, you know, the government having a database and stuff like that. That was really about the government having more control over the entire, all the police departments. So I personally think that they're trying to make the police department weak, and then the police department's gonna say, well, we don't have the money, we don't have the capacity. Then the government's gonna say, well, we got a bunch of money we can print, we'll lend it to you in exchange for having some more say in what you guys do and how you do it. So that's my opinion. And in the meantime, mostly non-white communities are going to burn, suffer, property values decline, etc. Violence increase at a disproportionate rate compared to other communities. And now you just transferred wealth because mostly non-black people will come in and buy up even more of those properties and profit even more. So it's, to me, it's just a transfer of wealth, a redistribution of wealth. And it's just going to hurt the people that they claim that they're trying to help. And unfortunately, there's a lot of black faces that are helping it because they're getting rich off of it too. That's how I look at it. I always follow the money. That's what I do.
Money talks, bullshit walks 1,000 miles. So it's definitely, like I say, yeah.
And they need white people to be divided politically, because if just and I talked about this in my BLM video about the lady who was buying the mansions with the money. If just like 1.5% of white people go from being liberal to conservative, that's it. Liberals can't win. And then it becomes more difficult, and you have to also come up with a whole new game plan to try and trick people and divide people. So to me, Black Lives Matter isn't even about black people in the slightest of ways. It's more so about keeping white people, keeping people confused and looking at something else, looking to your, you know, looking up while beneath you there's a bunch of shit going on. So I think people really need to fucking wake up. This lady getting shot by the police because she was stabbing a lady in pink, and people are marching because it's police brutality. I understand you're disappointed, but it's fucking asinine. The lady was mid stab.
Yeah, like there was only one direction to go. You know, I don't know what other people were saying. I don't know what other people were believing or wanting to try to figure. But yeah, it doesn't make a whole lot of sense.
You know, and it's everybody who is not on board with the BLM thing and doesn't get out there and push back. And I'm not saying anything like violence or anything like that, but if you don't push back just as hard in numbers, in your voice, and how loud your voice is, you know, is, in my opinion, a part of the problem. You know, these look, I think liberal commentators are full of shit because they want their millions of dollars in every year in their paycheck. So they'll go along with everything they're told to say on the liberal side. I don't believe they're all 100% liberal like they claim to be. They're paid to be that. And I think the same thing on the conservative side. And I think when conservatives don't speak up and say, you know what, I'm going to risk my job by saying something that we all know is the truth, but I'm not supposed to say because I'm a conservative, because I'm a man, because I'm white or whatever. Say it. You know what I mean? Like, my dumbass says shit that if I was on TV, we get canceled every day. The difference between me and them is if I was on TV, I'd still say it. I'd lose my job, I'd lose my money, but I wouldn't give a fuck because I'd never sell my soul for a check. So I think that, again, I'm not saying anything violent or even anything like rude or nasty, but just open your mouth just as loud and talk right back. And just tell people how it is. You know, people are like, oh, I'm afraid that, you know, I might get attacked. Yeah, okay. Meanwhile, fucking, we got a bunch of conservatives running around screaming 1776. Give me a fucking break. Like, you're gonna pick up your guns and go fucking go into civil war, but you're afraid to speak your mind to someone who's a liberal. So, I and a lot of conservatives don't like this because my channel started off as a conservative political channel, and it's changed to something else. But I blame everybody. If I think you're a good person, you do something bad, I'm gonna speak on it. If you're a bad person, you do something good, I'm gonna speak on it. And a lot of people don't like that. Both sides could do things better.
I agree.
You know, and the thing is, I personally think that as conservatives or just people who are against this quote unquote liberal agenda can do a lot more and get a lot more done without being nearly as violent or asinine as we think the left is.
I agree. But like you said, there are parties at play that all have their hands in the pot, and you know, this keeps a lot of people fed.
I don't want to keep hogging the lines. I know Prepaid's trying to get in, Man Cave's trying to get in. I just want to say, you know, it's unfortunate these incidents keep happening. Unfortunately, most of them are situations where what happened, for lack of a better word, had to happen. Some of them obviously are very questionable and downright illegal in terms of the cops fucked up. But you know, it's just nerve-wracking to think that what's going to end up happening going forward is that the mob rule is going to win. And what's going to end up happening is if it gets like that and it gets like that for too long and too much, they're not going to like the other mob rule that comes in that shuts them down. It's going to be a fucking disgusting, like, you know, Civil War type thing. But I think we're a ways away from that. But anyway, thank you, Honcho, for having me. God bless you. I love you. God bless the two people that died in these stories yesterday and today. God bless everybody in the chat room. I know Prepaid's going to come in and light it up. All right, so have a good day, guys.
You too, Mr. John. Thank you for calling in and sharing your thoughts with us, sir.
Thanks. Bye-bye. Thanks for having me. Bye.
Shout out to Mr. John. I know Mr. Man up is there. He might have left out the room. I know he's waiting for a little bit. Let me put the link in there again for those of you who want to share your thoughts. You can go one or two ways. You can hit the link and jump in directly through the Zoom. I think you do it web-based too. I don't know. Or you can call in the number and I'll put you in the waiting room. Or if nobody's on the line, I'll put you directly in here. We can chop it up. But like I say, man, it's a crazy situation, right? Super crazy. That you got people who are upset that a Black life, but you got BLM people who are upset that Black life actually matter. Black life was saved. That's really bizarre. That's extremely bizarre. But again, this is where we at, right? This is where we are when it comes to dealing with our own, especially here in America. Oh, okay. I think that's how that works. All right, I think I figured that. I think I did. Hello.
What's going on, Honcho? This is your boy Man Up right here.
Mr. Man Up, what's going on? What's on your mind there, Mr. Man Up?
Nothing much, man. I wanted to talk about a couple of things. You know, I agree with a lot of stuff that John was saying, and you yourself. But y'all brought up LeBron James, and I wanted to talk about that so bad.
Okay.
Here's the deal. He put up a tweet, and I guess the NBA or somebody, I'm not 100% sure who, but somebody made him take it down.
Mm-hmm.
And they said that, well, in the tweet, excuse me, is what I meant to say, is that he said, "You're next," and he was talking about that cop that shot that girl. Now, here, and then we're talking about, I forgot the word he used after that. What did he put on there? I can't think of it right now. But anyway, he's going to look, here's the thing. I hated that people come up with these agendas right away when a non-black cop shoots a black person. Automatically, it's hate. Automatically. Without even paying attention to what happened. They come up with these agendas, these stories. We all know about the Breonna Taylor talking about they broke into a wrong house and shot her while she was asleep. Even her boyfriend said that she wasn't even asleep. He told her to get behind it. You know, so apparently she wasn't asleep. And apparently they didn't bring it to the wrong house because they had a warrant for the boyfriend's arrest. So I'm just tired of, you know, I get you want to stick to that agenda. It's your business that black people are being targeted by the police. That's fine. That's your business. You can stick by that all you want. But at least do some research before you start acting a damn fool. You see what I'm saying? That's my whole thing. And the same thing about this little girl here. That was stabbing that other little girl. I agree with you. Some people can't make a decision about what they want to eat when they go out to eat. But you mean to say that you gonna make the right decision within a split second?
That ain't gonna happen.
I'm not gonna lie. Sometimes when I go out to eat with my wife, I'm looking at the menu. I'm like, damn, I don't know what I want to eat. I asked the waitress or waiter, can you come back? Give me a few minutes. So you mean to tell me in a I can't talk about something. Within a split second, I'm gonna make the right decision. Not trying to tell you won't, but you're gonna make a decision because you kind of have to make a decision. You see what I'm saying? And in your mind, it might be the right decision, but like I was saying, somebody was about to lose their life. I think that cop, I'm not gonna say did the right thing, but they didn't do the wrong thing. I'll put it like that. I think she did the right thing in saving the other girl from dying, but in one point, excuse me, I'm sorry. In one point here, it's like when you see someone with a damn knife and they stabbing somebody, what the hell you gonna do? You're gonna do something as a police to stop it. Yeah, she could have got tased. Yeah, but then also too, when you're not complying and you're trying to kill somebody, you know, a lot of that stuff goes out the window. Your rights as a human being goes out the window when you're trying to commit a violent crime and kill somebody. Yeah, all that stuff goes out the window. We all know that.
Option. And the taser is not guaranteed to be efficient. The taser is 50-50. You may hit a motherfucker, they may lock them up. But there'll be a lot of motherfuckers that get hit with that taser. They pull that shit out and keep going. And like I'm saying, I think people of bigger body statures have more resistance to taser. Again, this might not be scientific. I'm just saying from shit that I've seen. And that little girl wasn't no little girl. She was as big as any grown ass woman. She was bigger than a lot of grown ass men. You know what I'm saying? If we want to be, let's be real 100 about it. You know what I mean? So when you pull up on the scene, seeing some shit like that, you don't know there's no little girl. It looked like a grown woman attacking, you know, other motherfuckers for no reason. They was just standing there.
Yeah. And then I was watching something. I forget what it was. I was watching something, and someone said, I think it was you, Honcho, but when you get a call as a police officer talking about a shooting in progress, you automatically in the back of your head, as a human being, not a cop, but as a human being, thinking, okay, I got to get my guard up. Now imagine what these cops are thinking. Now I'm not on these cops' side. Don't nobody get it twisted. I'm not on nobody's side here at all. I'm on the side of being right. Whether the cop is right, whether the civilian is right or what. But at the end of the day, I think in this situation, nobody can sit here and say that they would not have done the same thing. You mean to tell me you're going to run up in there risking your life? Because if she was that much enraged, she could have turned around and stabbed you if you run up in there and try to snatch that knife from her.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Like,
I mean, come on.
I don't know what people was thinking because you've seen the video, right?
Yeah, I didn't see the whole thing, but I saw some of it.
Okay. Well, like I said, people said, "Oh, he didn't tell." Like you have motherfuckers sit here lie and say he didn't tell her to put the knife down. Like he clearly said it. She was in a fucking like. Here's the dumbest part about all of the shit, and everything else could be true. Again, I don't think that phone call was her. personally, the 911 call, we can get back into that, like having listened to it. Like, so I went and listened to a bunch of stuff after the stream yesterday. We were in the Discord and saw more calls, saw more camera angles. So, like I said, I don't feel like he did anything wrong. But it's just a situation where, like I said, you got people who sit there and say, oh, well, he didn't tell her this and he didn't tell her. He did all of those things. He said, put the shit down. And it's like, what is you supposed to wait till the knife penetrates before you shoot? Like, what else did you expect? It takes less than a second to judge somebody. You know what I'm saying? And she could have lit her up a few times by the time he's thinking, well, should I shoot? And then you got a dead body on the ground. You know what I'm saying? And then you're going to have another one because you got shit. That bitch she in that attack mode. She's going to attack the other. Like, she was locked in. And my thing is, the stepdaddy, whoever it was, whoever else was with her, all y'all are retarded because if she's dumb too, if you're going to wait till the cops to get there to start attacking somebody. Oh, here's the thing I wanted to bring up. My bad. I'm glad I'm just... So I was wondering about what could have started this whole incident, right? And I thought, some people yesterday, some lady said it was probably over a boy or something like that. Well, the stepmother foster mom was at work when all this happened. She came out and said that the old girls who were there were old girls that she used to be a foster mom to, right? And so I guess the one in the pink or whoever the other one was, I'm assuming the one in the pink, we used to be the foster. And so she came in and basically, I guess, went in the house. And she said that she believes the fight was over the old girl telling Micaiah and her sister that their rooms were messy, right? And so I'm trying to figure out that it sounds like complete bullshit to me. It sounds like a bunch of dumb shit I'd like to hear from the other girls who were involved, if they ever do speak. But you're telling me that you got so mad, that a conversation about you having a messy room led up to a point where you were ready to kill somebody. You were about to kill somebody. How does it get to that point? How does that become a thing?
That's a good question. I did get to that point. That's a good question. And I'm one of the type of guys that I don't always blame their parents on certain things. But in this case, I kind of do. Especially with the boy that was in Chicago that was walking the streets at 2:30 in the morning. I look at that like, I'm not gonna lie. When I was a kid, I did some sneaky shit too that my mom still to this day don't know about. But you gotta lay those foundation ground rules. My mom did. She used to always say, "Ain't nothing open past midnight but clubs and legs."
I agree.
My mom used to tell me that when I was a little kid. Ain't nothing open but clubs and legs, which means you won't have no reason to be outside that late if you ain't got a job, if you don't have a night job.
I agree.
So, with that being said, I would ask, what was he doing outside that lake? You know what I'm saying? So
he was in the streets.
Go ahead.
That's what he was doing. He was out there. He was out there in them streets, on some bullshit that he shouldn't have been on. Like I said, hanging out with that older dude. He was thugging, and the mama knew he was thugging. Just like I can't believe I remember who said it yesterday. I think it was one of the new ladies that joined. Was talking about talking about being tucked in. That she had already admitted that she was about to file a missing persons report on it. You know what I'm saying? Because he had been gone for 2 or 3 days. So that lets you know what it was. Then the back door and sit there and just act like he was a little angel. Let's stop that nonsense. But we know people do that because that's how you collect the checks. That's how you get the dinero, by saying some bullshit and get people to believe that. Still there? Do it like this. So, I'm not sure what happened. Mr. Man Up cut out on us or not, but if not, you can call back if you want to, Mr. Man Up. I'm not sure exactly what took place. But we have someone that we have not talked to in quite some time. Who do we have joining us this afternoon?
Rise up.
God damn it, I forgot all about it. Let me hang this phone. How you doing, Miss Me? How are you? It's been a while.
Yes, it has. Yes, it has. What's up, Ed?
What's going on? What's going on? Now we all know Miss Meat is a fan favorite around these parts, even though she's been hiding from us. You know, it's all good. It's all good. It's ain't nothing but love. But how do you feel about what took place in this situation, Miss Meat? Do you feel like the cop could have done something different or to change the outcome?
Man, look at here. If I was just a regular citizen, being a legal gun carrier, I probably would have shot that girl. That man only had a split second to decide. You cannot say, because, okay, if y'all notice, when she pushed the girl in the pink up against the car, all the girl could do was put up her hand, her arm, and her leg to try to cover her neck. That's all she could do. That girl arm was cocked back. She was about to let in on that girl. You cannot say one stab wound won't kill somebody, because it will. And second, now watch. Just as much as they stand up and say what shouldn't have been done and the cops shouldn't have did this, why won't nobody stand up? Why the girl in the pink family or the girl in the pink won't stand up or go on national TV and say this man saved my goddamn life? And he saved her life. I mean, regardless, we got to stop this. That's just like, the other incident with the Dante dude. I think that's his name.
Yeah.
He was getting handcuffed. Why you just didn't take your ass to jail? You had a warrant. Now, granted, I don't know about the taser and the gun thing, whatever. But I just don't think she'd have had to make that decision because he was getting handcuffed. His hands were behind his back. What they don't understand is when they get in that car, how do I know what he getting in there to do?
Exactly.
He's not gonna pull out a damn gun and shoot me. I don't know. This is why the cops are quitting. I would not want to be a police in today's world. I would not, because what damned if you do and damned if you don't.
And I agree with you too, but the girl in the pink, she needs to. But you know what happens, and we as black folks, we got this bad. Because if somebody does come out and say the things that we as a quote unquote community don't tend to stand for, we ostracize them. It can be the truth, it can be right, it can be 100% facts. But because she came out and said what was right, but because it made quote unquote another black person look bad, even though they did it to themselves, she'll be the one that gets ostracized and vilified, and people will be mad at her, even though she was a victim in the situation. That's the crazy part about it. So I agree. I wish she would, but I could almost understand why she wouldn't.
When do we start being scared to speak up? That's just what I want. So we can speak up for what's wrong, but we can't speak up for what's right anymore. Is this the control they got over us now? This Black Lives Matter movement, George Soros, that's a white man who started the Black Lives Matter movement. This is what we doing now. That girl need to be on TV saying, I'll be at that damn police station giving that cop a hug. Because this girl was in demonic mode. There's no taser would have stopped her big ass. Y'all stopped that with that. He could have pulled the taser out. The girl still would have got stabbed. What the taser gonna do? Make her shake a little bit? But that knife was going forward.
Correct.
And then the dude in the gray had the nerve to say, you shot a kid, but yeah, you kicked the kid in the head while she was on the ground.
Exactly. That's what I'm like. That nigga, and when is he going to jail? Because he needs to go to jail also.
He need to be in. It showed on the body camera in slow mo. This dude kicked this little girl in the head, and then gonna holler about why you shoot this other little girl. But we all know a certain part of your head, he could have killed her on that ground.
Oh yeah, only take one. I only take one kick the right way, and it's a wrap.
I don't get it. This dude, why you shoot her? She a kid, but you just kicked this kid in the head hard. Did you see it? His foot went back to Timbuktu and kicked that girl in the head.
Yeah, my thing is, well, why didn't he stop her? If he knew all this was going on and they was just kids, you know what I'm saying?
This motherfucker was like, this is Sparta or some shit. Like, get the shit out of her. And his ass ain't in cuffs yet.
That's my thing. Like you should be you were actively committing a crime on camera.
Right, he kicked it like he was kicking a field goal. It's good.
Yeah, and that's what it should be. Like I say, oh buddy, the cop, they should be it's like whenever they get finished with their investigation, they need to let him go back about his way. But I think it's gonna be difficult for him, especially him going back into that community, you know what I'm saying, just because of the way people are gonna perceive it. Even though he did nothing wrong, he's gonna have issues. So I really do feel bad for him. because I don't think he did anything. I think he executed to the best of his ability, but just because of his skin tone, how he looks, people are going to take this shit and run with it. When in reality, he did someone a favor.
Usually, all content creators would be jumping on the story. Why ain't nobody talking about this? Because y'all damn know it was what he did was justified. Are they supposed to protect and serve us or not? Make up your minds. Do you want them to protect and serve or don't you? Protect me. If this big bitch coming at me with this big fucking steak knife that
Hold on 1 second. Let me fix this. Okay, can you hear me? Oh, this got these okay.
Girl is 16. She don't need to have no motherly figure. Why was she in a foster home? How you talking about? Why is your daughter in a foster home? Now, was that her real mother speaking, or was that the foster mom speaking?
The one that kind of with the little fake dreads or whatever.
Yeah,
that was her real mom.
So why is your daughter in a foster home? Why is both your kids in a foster home?
Exactly. And that's what I was trying to figure. One been over there for over a year, and then like you say, you got Mikhail who just moved over there. So that's telling me something is consistently wrong. You know what I mean? Like instead of the other one actually coming home to be, so why is another one? Yeah, all these things. Yeah, she's an A student, and you know.
So now everybody that get killed by the police is a straight A student. Where all these smart ass niggas at?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Where they at?
Yeah,
I want to see them.
I remember the nigga from Memphis when we talked about that a while back. The nigga who shot the other nigga stole his car, and this is why these things baffle me, because a nigga can do something to another nigga, nobody wants to talk about it. But as soon as the laws get involved for the reason that he did it, then it becomes a problem because the laws got involved. But he shot another nigga, went back to Memphis, driving around in the car that he shot the nigga for, and they ran up on him. And next thing you know, oh, he was a student, and he was a father, and he was enrolled in university. Well, why he wasn't over there getting his fucking degree instead of shooting niggas and robbing and stealing and killing? You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, all the good qualities come out. You know, she was a girl of peace. Man, I don't know nobody in peace who has that good of a stabbing technique. She looked like she'd done that shit before.
Man, I'm telling you. I'm telling you, this is crazy. I'm gonna let somebody else get on too. I'm happy to talk to y'all. What's up? I do be, I work now, so that's why I'm not really on that. So I work and I'm off a couple days a week, but I do be catching your lives, after the fact. But I'm glad I caught you today.
Yeah.
But I said, to up and say, we know what's bullshit now. Okay, now the George Floyd thing.
What happened? I'm doing the audio cutting out. You there? I'm not sure, it might be tripping on my end. You still there, Ms. Me?
Yeah, I'm here. Okay. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now. Yeah.
Okay, I said, watch what happens. He do not need to be, he need to be praised. Black people, stop it. Stop letting this George Soros group, I ain't gonna say black, the George Soros group run you. Stop it. Yeah. Y'all know what's right and what's wrong. I'll holler at y'all. I'm gonna let somebody else get on. And
don't be no stranger now. Look, you need to slide in the Discord or something. I mean, we be in the Discord deep. You don't even come holler at us, man. Come shoot the shit with us.
You know what? I got a new phone. I don't even think I downloaded. I got to download it again. I don't even think I downloaded that one when my apps came back up. But yeah, great subject. And I'm gonna share this, and I hope everybody else share this, because y'all need to stop this. Y'all know what's right and what's damn wrong.
Correct.
Y'all. So if she'd have stabbed that girl, guess what they'd have said?
He failed to do his job. He should have did more.
You let her kill somebody. Jeez. All right. I'll holler at y'all.
Thank you for the call.
All right.
All right. Shout out to Miss Mead. It's been a while since we got to talk to Miss Mead. It was a great call, so I definitely appreciate it. Let me see. Can you hear me there? If my audio is. See. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I got you.
Okay, there we go. Man. All right. I'm not sure what happened.
Yeah, for some reason while you were talking there, it started playing some loud music. That's why I hung up. I didn't know what was going on.
Oh, okay. Yeah, what probably happened was trying to, I don't know if it switched from if it did some mute or something, or what happened. I'm not sure what took place there. Now, hold on one second. Now, Shelly, look, Shelly, I'm going to put the link in. Get your ass in this goddamn way, because we need to talk. These are the kind of comments. See, y'all know I got beef with Shelly, right? I got beef with Shelly back from the conversation that we had about that girl in Baltimore that got killed because the people stole that shit from a shop. And she talking about she need to hire a bodyguard, do all that. So Shelly, I want to talk to you about this. I see you making some conversations, saying some things in here, talking about if she was light skinned. Hold on, we ain't gonna play that colorism. If her ass would have stayed in the position that she was in when the cops arrived, none of this would have happened. Nobody probably would have went to jail. It'd have been a whole, all right, you go your way, y'all go y'all way, and let's have a nice day. But she waited until they showed up and then decided to start attacking. Like, I don't know what the logic is in that. But anyway. But I think we were talking about the LeBron thing.
Yeah, I was just saying that, this is one of the reasons why I don't really support LeBron and people like him, because we're so quick to jump to conclusions just because it fits a narrative. And we all know LeBron James is doing this for money. He's going to get more and more support from the black community or people that support him and his mindset, I should say, because he immediately put it out there. Another shooting, white cop shooting a black person without the facts at all. Same thing that happened with the guy that was in Wisconsin. They got shot so many times when he was trying to walk away, getting in the car, forgot his name, without even paying attention what was going on. Let's just forget that he's a child molester.
Yeah.
Just look at that whole video. He assaulted a cop, wrestling with a cop. They could have shot his ass right there. But nobody said anything about that. Then you getting up, walking away from the cop. They could have shot him again right there. Then he gets in the car. And from going by what was said, now I don't know this part for myself for sure. That's why I'm saying going by what was said on this part, he reached for a knife when he was in the car. So that whole situation could have been avoided if he would have just complied. So all this crap, man, I'm sorry. I do not agree. Look, if you want to play in a narrative, that's your business, your life, you do you. But don't start no crazy nonsense until you get facts.
Yeah, but I told you about the mysterious nigga who get the information for everybody. I'm telling y'all, I don't know who this nigga is. It's a magic nigga. And he finds out about these cats, and he starts spinning the fucking narrative before everybody else can see it. So that's why you get, it was just an air freshener. Oh, she called them and they attacked her. And like, there's some magic nigga. I hate this nigga. I don't know who he is, but this nigga always put the bullshit narrative out before everybody. I wish I had his plug on the news because, maybe the channel be doing better. But this nigga he's a liar. And he got all the black people watching. Yeah. But all bullshit to the side, like the Jacob Blake thing. And I agree with you, right? I agree with what you're saying. Because this is what everybody wants to overlook. Not even on the fact that he's a pedo. Let's also talk about the fact that he was at the house where he was not supposed to be, where there was a restraining order placed against him. Let's ignore that. So that's the call for the cops to be there in the first place. But see, the magic nigga who makes up the BLM lies, what did he tell everybody at first? Well, he was there breaking up a fight. And how the fuck you there breaking up a fight when you got a restraining order? You ain't even supposed to be here. You know what I'm saying? Oh, well, he had kids in the car. You know who knew there were kids in the car? He did. Because he was in a place he wasn't fucking supposed to be. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh my God. It's like, Roland Martin probably is that nigga. Like I said, yeah, that probably does work. But it's like niggas saying all this shit. And instead of looking at the logic, hey, one, he's a fucking molester and he's at a restraining order. He's at the house where he ain't supposed to be. That's jail time. That's you violated the law. Two, you fighting with the police, right? Okay, that's a sentence. Like that, you really trying to get a death sentence, not just a legal sentence. You fighting with the laws out here. You successfully squirmed away, and instead of putting yourself in a position, all right, hey, I submit, whatever, you going to jail. It's not like, all right, he got away from us. We give up. We're done, Jacob. You just get out of it. That's not what the fuck is fucking finna happen. You know what I'm saying? What's gonna fucking happen is They're going to continue to pursue you until they resolve this situation. So you thinking, well, I just got the right to get up and go get in my car. You know, he's going to drive. No, the fuck he was. That was a reaching motion that he was in. And again, it is what it is. Shoot his ass. Shoot him for being a fucking molester. Like, I don't give a shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's another thing. And that's another thing. That's another thing. I'm glad you brought that up, and I'm sorry to interrupt, but I'm gonna end this real quick. I thought people were saying they don't care about child molesters. They can go to jail, they can get murdered, and all that stuff. Well, they'll go one, and you defending them. Matter of fact, a good friend of mine, a coworker of mine, excuse me, sent me a tweet from the family of that who he molested, the little girl, their family. It was something along the lines, I hope nobody has to go through this where the NBA will support him and stuff like that. I forgot exactly what it said. I'm going to look it up and I'm going to send it to you. And I was like, you know what? That is so true. I hope like hell nobody has to go through that where a huge organization like the NBA will support somebody like him. And like I said, I thought people said they don't care about child molesters. So what happened? That now we all see that was a lie. Obviously you do.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and end this call, man. Let somebody else call in and get their opinion and stuff like that, man. Thanks for taking my call, man, and thank you for what you do.
Well, I already missed a man. We'll chop it up soon. I appreciate you calling.
All right, have a good one. Bye.
But yeah, man, like it's baffling. I showed y'all the Twitter, the retweet from a lady, a verified person, but check like. If you follow, if the majority of your Twitter follows, like if you on Twitter, and I know, let's say when only 7% of the population use Twitter, if the majority of the people you follow, Twitter, Instagram, anywhere, are people with blue check marks, you may need to reevaluate yourself and the way you think about things. That's all I'm going to say. Right? I want Shelly to get into the chat. I want to talk to Shelly, but she's running and being scared. I gave her the link. I gave her the info. You know what I'm saying? All that shit. Y'all missed it. Shelly was twerking in Discord the other day. She got on the camera, was popping that thing. As y'all can see, if y'all come to the den, almost everything goes here. Ain't nobody safe. It is what it is. But we talk about real shit. We are going to have real shit. But we're going to have fun with it because ain't no point being upset and complaining about all this fucking bullshit all the time and being fucking mad all the fucking time. But you know what I'm saying? It is what it is. Yeah. Okay, bet that. Shout out to Man Up. He sent the and that's crazy because nobody thinks about that, right? Nobody thinks about that. We sitting here praising this motherfucker while there's a little girl out there watching this motherfucker get saluted and worshipped and honored and all this other stuff. Probably sitting there confused, wondering, well, why does this motherfucker who's a rapist, why does this motherfucker who is a fucking criminal predator is getting praised, right? Life ain't fair. Life is definitely not fair. Well, if you ain't scared, I done sent the link on the screen, the number on the thing. What's up, Shelly? You did hit that link right there. You can call the phone number. I will be waiting on you. Yes, the paralyzed guy, Jacob Blake. They didn't finish the job, right? Again, because you got yeah, that's funny. That fucking learn the code shit. That's what I'm saying. Like, if y'all believe that y'all really got free speech on some of these platforms, think again. Think again. Shelley has proved that Polarizing is a terrible, terrible person. Yeah. But you know what it is. Like I said, that's what I was talking about. Oh, that's what I was talking about earlier before the thing. Like, we sat there and talked about this last year. And nigga Biden told y'all nigga he wasn't doing shit for y'all, but y'all swore up and down because y'all read something that said POC in it, that black folks was gonna get some shit, right? And you know what I'm saying? You said that you said that he was gonna do this and do that. Soon as that motherfucker got elected, what happened? Gays, LGBTs, and no, we're not even the gays, but more so the trannies and the fucking illegals to the front of the line, right? Niggas still think something happened. They motherfucker did something for everybody else. Everyone else has got some kind of love. Y'all niggas Asians, stop the Asian hate. Asians don't even care about this shit. They just went trapped up. They're like, man, what? I don't give a fuck about that shit. We can go buy some guns and hold it down. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, niggas still sitting here waiting. Please, Mr. Joe. Mr. Joe, can I have some more? Can I please have some more, sir? I don't know. Let me sniff your hair. Touch the side of your face. I may have some extra gruel for you niggers. Like, you roaches. You know what I'm saying? And that's the crazy part about it. But yeah, like I said, them same niggas, because when motherfuckers get something, they're going to double down into it. They're going to go harder into it. They justifying why they support it. But, you know, it is what it is. They start using their fucking martial law. Yeah, me too, man. Goddamn. They'll stop all the hate. It's more like Asian envy because they have the martial arts skills that we all have. They're born with it. It's in their DNA. All right. Can you hear me there, Mr. John?
How you doing, Honcho?
Yes.
Calling back in because I'm waiting for Prepaid or Shelly to call in, and I'll get the heck off right away. But I forgot to talk about LeBron James.
Okay.
And he's been getting under my skin lately. So I want to say a few things about him before somebody else calls in.
Okay.
So that tweet that he sent out, the one with the police officer's picture from Columbus, and he said, "You're next, #accountability." So I didn't really take that as like a violent threat like a lot of people are making it out to be. I took it more like he's trying to play a fake tough guy. And he's like, "You're next, sir. Your tail is on the line, sir." Like, kind of some. That's what I looked at it, like a nerd trying to fucking like tell someone they're in a lot of trouble. Tisk tisk.
Yeah.
Probably bad timing. Probably not the best situation to use that. But something that's really been annoying me about LeBron, and I kind of alluded to it in the previous phone call, was that I look at him like another hustler, another fake leader. I called him a slave master because back in the day, in the history of this country, there were plenty of black slave masters during the times of slavery. Some of the largest slave masters were black people, more specifically black women. So when I look at him and what he's doing and what he's telling people to get angry over and not to get angry over, just sounds like he's pushing someone else's message for his pockets. You know, to me, like I get the image of someone told them, like, "We're going to make a lot more than you, but you're still going to make a lot. And this is what you're going to tell people because you got the face they trust. I don't." And this whole thing about taking up Malcolm X, well, you know, liberal feminism has been getting really strong in the white community, I would say the past generation, but it's been strong within the black community for many generations. And I know a lot of people disagree with me, and that's okay. But, you know, I've read a lot about Malcolm X. I've listened to a lot of his speeches. I listened to a lot of other people that were in the NOI at the time give their commentary. Minister Jeremiah Shabazz, Malcolm X, everyone. Elijah Muhammad's son, what was his name, Wardeen, I listened to him. And when Malcolm X said, which LeBron James is trying to parrot, you know, the black woman is the most disrespected woman in this country. You know, what a lot of people don't realize is that's really a slap in the face to black men, not white supremacy. Because a lot of people look at the men of each group to be the providers and protectors of the group. So when Malcolm X says, you know, "You're the most disrespected woman," this and that, what he's really saying is your men don't protect you. I'm going to cater to this feminist movement, and I'm going to get you on board with the NOI because I know that the black community, more than any other community, is a matriarchy, and I got to go through you to get to your kids. And when LeBron James starts talking like this, I'm like, "You dumb motherfucker." I'm like, I don't even know if he knows what he's doing all the way.
There he does.
And my whole thing is like, and people eat this shit up. And it's like infuriating because at the end of the day, somehow it's my fault.
Yes, you, the evil white man, have done it again.
And it's just, you're literally like, we all know, I don't care how people call him dumb, they say he's low IQ, they say he didn't go to college, right? Even if you think all that is factual and undeniable, Some of it is he didn't go to college, but if you really think that he goes home and tells his kids and wife, like, hey, when you get pulled over by the police, resist arrest, grab a knife, walk away after you get tased, don't stop when they say stop, go into your truck, reach for a gun while your damn kids are in the car that you supposedly love, and then he is not, and then and it's definitely not okay for you to get shot after all that. He's not telling that to his kids. He's telling his kids, keep your damn hands in the steering wheel, open the windows, turn the dome line on. Yes, officer. No, officer. Thank you, officer, for all these goddamn tickets. But he comes out and he says this shit. Mm-hmm. He's not the first. He's not the last. And they come in all colors. Yeah. White, black, brown, yellow, it doesn't matter. And it's just like, it just infuriates me that people believe him, that he's actually trying to help. The first thing he did when he got a lot of money is he moved the hell away from black people. Just like a lot of other people. These white liberals that tell you that black people are so wonderful, they can't see a goddamn black person from their hill that they live on in their mansion. Same thing with the black celebrities. Okay? That's why I say, like, I don't call it white supremacy. I just call it supremacy because everybody's chasing the almighty dollar and they'll do evil things to get it. Mm-hmm. And they'll sell out their own, they'll sell out others. They don't give a fuck. They'll sell out the whole goddamn country to other countries. So I don't know. I probably pissed off half of them with those remarks, but that's just how it just give me a goddamn break. I want to say something, but I don't because it's going to offend a group of people that have nothing to do with any of this. But I really want to say because it's going to sound great, but I'm not.
I'll say it. Now I'm curious.
It has to do with I'm not going to say it, but just know it had nothing to do with skin color or class or gender. Well, I'll just say that. For once in my life, I'm going to bite my tongue here.
I'm going to inquire about this later. Now I'll be thinking about the shit. What? I
already said the N-word, Heidi. It's neighbors. They don't have any black neighbors. They move into white neighborhoods. I already said the N-word.
Yeah, Heidi, you falsely accused
LeBron is cool with his son pretending to be a drill rapper in his $100 million bell. Air home. He
Any
doesn't
comments on
mean
your
a
end?
word, he says. A he-ho.
Man, like I said, the theatrics, right? I mean, all you got to do is take a look at his upcoming movie. I don't know if it's been released yet or whatever. Space Jam. And if you look at just the trailer, you can tell LeBron is a terrible actor. You see his behavior, like I say, if you listen to him when he talks about these things, it's not genuine. It's not. He's just parroting something. He's just saying some shit. It was like I said, the shit doesn't make any fucking sense. You're not going through these things. Even when you were living in Cleveland or something like, can you tell me a story of a time that you just got harassed by a cop when you were underage because you were just a reckless teen and you were doing a bunch of crazy? No, because this shit ain't never fucking happened to him. So like I said, it's like what you have so many people who are parroting other people's experiences. Like it was mentioned, like you mentioned last night, what was it, over 400 or over 4 million interactions, only a couple of hundred deaths, like blowing this shit way out of proportion. Like, and again, and he's a catalyst for that because he's a big face and no face, and whatever he says, people are going to believe just because they have that rapport with it. And I appreciate the love. It's all on loose. Appreciate the super chat love. Thank you so much. Yeah, and so I say, man, like I have not a LeBron. I used to be a LeBron fan of LeBron the basketball player some years back. But then, like I say, the more he started talking, to me, there's certain things that are bigger than sports. And when you start just talking crazy and you start talking reckless and you're doing more damage by talking than you are benefiting people by playing, well, then we have an issue there. And that's kind of where I think it is now. You know, like people are listening to him say this dumb shit and he's trying to transition into that end of career transition into a figurehead, a political figure, an activist, you know, just like old rappers do. So, you know, when your original career is over, you know, become an activist and make lots of money that way.
Yeah. I mean, LeBron's trying to chase that $1 billion net worth by any means necessary. But that's why when people say like the whole conversation comes up of who's better at basketball, like LeBron or MJ. I'm like, first of all, LeBron has to get past Kobe. That's number one. And MJ will always be better than LeBron. And my number one reason is because Michael Jordan never fucking bit his tongue and told you what was not really on his mind. Michael Jordan would tell you to go fuck yourself, and I'm going to go out there and score 60 points tonight, and then go do it. LeBron's like, well, what I feel about this is, it's like, no. Michael Jordan told you how he really felt, and then he went out and scored 50 points. That's like that alone. Michael Jordan be like, yeah, I bet $1 million on a golf game. Fuck you. All right, let's go win this game tonight.
Yeah. Then might slap one of his teammates. Yeah. That's
like I rather he kept it real. Like I'd rather have someone standing next to me that I don't like 100%, but I know they're telling me the truth, than somebody who's telling me all these nice fucking lies and I don't really know who they are behind the scenes. You know what I mean? So, is anybody else on the line? So I'll get off.
Shelly lying about calling in. We ain't gonna play that game with Shelly. We gonna like I say, get ready to wind it down here in a few more minutes.
What do you think of the Chauvin verdict? Do you think shenanigans there?
I think that there was. I think the verdict was influenced, in my opinion. And like I said, at first, I thought he would probably get hit with the manslaughter. Definitely, I didn't think he was gonna catch the first two charges until I found out that Biden had made a call. And so as soon as I heard about that, and he was going to be giving a speech after all, yeah, he's going to jail. He's going to get everything. It's a wrap for him, because this is one of those moments that, I need this to not be attached to me. Everything else has already jumped off bad for me. So once I know the president got involved, I figured they were going to make an example out of him, justified or not.
Now, do you think that the politicians and the mayor and all those people saying what they said during the trial was going on influenced the jurors, or do you think they knew ahead of time, like, hey, I already know if I make this guy not guilty, that they're coming for me anyway?
I think that was part of it. I think there's multiple factors. Like I said, I think there was a lot of outside influence, and I think again, if you're bringing a jury of your peers, these are people who live in that area, what's going to happen to my home? What's going to happen to my community? Me, if I don't. Because information was getting leaked out about the jurors, all the time. And so, yeah, I think that could have been a thing. I'm pretty sure those were some of the discussions they were having in here. If this isn't an accurate outcome for most people, then we could be in danger. I think that's sad.
Yeah. Is Shelly there?
No, Shelly ain't calling.
She says that's me calling in the chat room.
I don't see that. I don't see no.
Maybe she's calling the phone number.
Yeah, if it does, it should pop up on the. It'll pop up on the little thing and say you got somebody calling. Shelly talking that bullshit.
All right. Can I give you my conspiracy theory of how I think this is all a scam and it played into Derek Chauvin and the state's favor versus, Chauvin's favor in the defense versus the state and BLM?
Okay.
All right. It's just a conspiracy theory. I don't know if this is how it's going to end up. It's just my fucking wild guess. So, in my personal opinion, I thought he was guilty of manslaughter. I thought he was negligent in the sense that he did not try and care for the man during those 9 minutes. I don't have an issue with the 9 minutes. I have an issue he did not look George Floyd in the face. He looked stone cold. He didn't move his knee. He didn't be like, hey, let me lift my knee up for a second. You're gonna behave. To me, I didn't like that. So I thought in my opinion, he should be, and he was going to be found guilty of manslaughter, which I found out has a minimum sentence in Minnesota of around 4 years. And I think the maximum was 15 or 20. So in my opinion, it's just my non-legal guess that the jury was like, we can't sit here and give him just, a manslaughter charge because they'll burn the fucking city down and we'll look bad and it'll ruin our book deals after we get out. So what they did was, let's find him guilty on everything, because the minimum charge is 12 and a half years on both of the murder charges, and the minimum is 4 years on the manslaughter charge. And he's most likely going to serve it all concurrently, which means at the same time. So which means whichever charge he gets the highest amount of years in prison for will be the one that he has to, deal with in terms of serving out. And in Minnesota, I read that on average, about 67% of a term is served out, and then there's different circumstances. He's not a prior criminal as far as Chauvin is concerned. He is a police officer, so I think what's going to happen is they're going to give him we'll give him 15 years each for the 2 murder charges, and it doesn't matter what we give him for manslaughter because it'll be less than 15 years, and then he'll just serve half of it, so he'll be out in 7.5 years, which is probably what he would have done if he got guilty of just manslaughter.
Yeah.
But instead, it looks better to BLM and in the media because it's like guilty on all 3 counts: murder, and manslaughter. So in my opinion, I think the legal system figured out a way to play to the emotions of BLM and shut them the fuck up by giving them a murder charge, but really he's only going to serve the time that he would have got on a manslaughter charge. Do I sound too crazy?
I mean, I can see, because that's I automatically assume the concurrent thing too, because I was looking at the weight of the charges, and I think 3 was only 20 years, and 2 you get up to 40, and so I kind of agree along those lines that they'll throw the numbers out there to sound real good. Oh, he's going to serve 35 years or so, but like I said, it's going to be running concurrently or some shit, and so he's going to get out in a much shorter time. And then, yeah, because I saw that too when he's talking about where he asked the judge to sentence him. So he probably knew beforehand that things were not going to be in his favor. Who are you calling the old in number, Shelly, or are you actually calling the number that's on the screen?
Who's that woman?
No, who's that? Who you calling? But yeah, I mean, like I said, it's just I don't think it's going to be I think that's why I said we got to wait and see. This is a 2-part thing, like what is it? Was it the Johnson & Johnson? So the first part is you got Senate. Well, we haven't got Senate, got the conviction or whatever. Now we have to see what the sentencing is, and I think if the sentencing isn't enough for some, they'll still go wild.
Oh, Man Cave said he said the same thing. All right, so there's at least 2 of us that are crazy out there. All right, makes me feel better. Now I want to say something controversial, and since you are a black man, and I'm going to say something controversial about a black man, I'd like you to give your black man opinion, if you don't mind. I think that Derek Chauvin being found guilty of this is I know it's going to sound crazy, is going to be worse for black guys going forward than better. Because now the media and Black Lives Matters more than ever got a taste of blood, saying, hey, we got this. The next time a black guy is killed, we're going to prop that back up on the news, and we're going to prop that back up in terms of marching. And then people are going to continue watching TV, and they're going to continue seeing black guys as criminals being killed by the police, basically in a negative light, instead of being propped up in a positive light. So people who have no interactions with black people on a day-to-day basis will keep saying, oh my God, these poor black guys. Yeah, they're criminals, but they're getting killed by the police. I don't know. Is that a stretch? Everybody's like, look at this white motherfucker trying to get Diamond Chauvin innocent.
Like I said, I think, yeah.
Is that too woke?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if they go that far. I think you kind of got I think you get a bit of a divide. You'll get the people saying, like, we're seeing the criminal element of it. Then you'll get the people who just go, oh, let's throw the world's biggest pity party for them, and it actually softens, I think, some people's view unnecessarily to them, and then they become victims themselves. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if it's completely worse, but I think for people who think like me, and some of the other black males in this channel, I think there will definitely have not a pleasant view of what's going on. I think it does make guys who don't support BLM look bad, because I think the more you see it, the more motherfuckers you see saying this shit, and again with it being, I hate a lot of men who just run behind anything women say, because like I said, to me, it's a women's thing. It's a gay movement to me. But you got a lot of guys, just because women are saying something in the hopes of getting some pussy, they'll agree with anything. Those are going to be the ones that make us look bad. I don't think it's necessarily the individuals themselves. It's the people who speak on this shit. It's the LeBrons of the world that make you look bad. Like, that you associate with regular black guys, not the criminal element. But that's what you. Oh, is this so? Is she actually calling the right number? Hold on one moment. Let me put Miss. Put your name. Oh, is this so? Is she actually calling the right number? Hold on one second. I'm putting you in the thing. Okay, there you go. All right. Can you hear me, Mr. John?
Yeah.
Oh, it switches the audio.
I'm gonna hop off then if that's her. Let her get her time to call in.
Okay, I do believe this is Miss Ma'am, so we are going to talk about it. All right, thank you, Mr. John, for calling back.
All right, Black Power, everybody. Goodbye.
All right. All right, hello. Hola, ¿cómo está? Oh, I guess I need to put my shit in here. Hello, can you hear me? Mic check 1 2 1 2. Can you hear me?
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Yes, hit that like.
So low.
Okay, it sounds very low. But let me see if I can.
Oh, you better now. You better.
No, you just wasn't listening. You had that wax in your damn ear. See, that's what it was. You wasn't paying attention to the right number. You wasn't listening. All right, Miss Shelley Long. It has been quite some time since we've last had a conversation, and you have been saying some things in the chat that we must discuss. All right. And for anybody else who may be waiting, Miss Shelley will be the last couple. We're going to wrap it up after this. If y'all want to have an after party after the stream, make sure y'all slide to the Discord after this. But Miss Shelley, what do you think that this cop could have done differently in this situation?
Why did he come to want to shoot somebody? Look like to me. Why he couldn't shoot her? She got big hips. He could have shot her in the butt. He could have shot her in her thick legs. He could have shot her hand. You know, they're good sharpshooters or whatever, right? Why he couldn't shoot her hand? But if those were two skinny girls fighting each other and the same, might have been a little lighter complexion, he could have broke the fight up or took a billy club. He could have took a billy club and bust them upside the head away from each other. I think because of the way the young lady looked, it made her more of an aggressor. And he told her, oh, this old in girl not listening to me. I show her and shoot her. I think that's more in his head. Would have been more in his head to say, this old in girl ain't listening to me. I'll show her. That's what I really believe. She not listening. Let me shoot her behind. I think it's more of that than this girl is more of a threat to this other grown tail woman. Isn't that woman like she in her 30s or something?
No, but it was two young girls, and she looked like
the one in the pink. That one in the pink is a grown woman.
No,
she's not 70.
Man.
She look young. That woman look old.
Well, maybe we need to start talking about black women looking old, and I thought black don't crack. Now, Michelle,
well, she's the older black.
Okay, let's start from the very beginning, because I believe you are saying some very preposterous things right now. Okay.
As always.
Yes, but that's why we're gonna talk about it. I'm here to learn you. You said that maybe he could have shot her somewhere else.
Yeah.
Right. Where do you think, of all the places on that girl's body, what do you think the biggest part or the biggest area of her person was?
I said her behind. He could have shot her behind. Her leg, and the first thing I heard, you can shoot the person in the kneecap from the back, and she would have fell to the ground.
Mm-hmm. So,
right? You
think that him shooting her in the knee would have stopped her from being able to stab that girl?
Yeah, because from my understanding, when you shoot, now they know how to shoot. He would have shattered that. He would have shattered that kneecap, and she would have fell off, or come up from behind her with a billy club, knock the mess out of her.
So did you watch the video as he pulled up?
Yeah, I thought I saw the right video. What did I miss? Okay. Well, let me say this first. Wasn't there a black man walking down the sidewalk when all that was happening?
He wasn't walking. He was a part of the problem. He was in there fighting little girls too. He was with old guy. The nigga that kicked the other chick that she was on the ground. He was with Makai. So
his scared butt see the police and he gonna take off. Why he didn't break up the two women? And that's the problem right there. Why that black dude try to break it up?
He's a fucking scumbag because quote unquote he's supposed to be the stepdaddy and all this shit. But you out there fighting little girls when you got the girl out there letting her fight. You didn't stop when you see the fucking police. Like, so that's what I'm saying. It's like nobody in that situation made any sense. It's not the police's fault. He's coming to do a job. So my thing is, you would rather take the risk of missing or not being able to stop this girl from stabbing this other girl. Because let's be honest, that was a big old little girl. We're going to keep calling her a little girl. That was a big broad, right? She was a heavyweight. Like, just comparing her to the cop.
Oh, that was just fluff. That was soft. She's a young girl. That's soft fluff. She's not a woman that got like muscles up under that fat tissue. She's just soft fluff because she's a girl. She ain't got no muscles to come down on nobody with no knife. Come on. But they didn't know how old she was, but her body made people think she, muscular. Oh, that girl's nothing but fluff. She ain't even been to the gym. That child don't even know about a gym.
Oh, we know.
So that's
we know. She doesn't know about a gym. We can see that. That's out. She definitely doesn't know about a gym.
That's fluff. She ain't got no strength.
She was well.
That's probably why they want to fight her. That's probably why they want to fight her because they think
so them other girls was going to the gym and working out. So they've been working out and training for the last 2 months.
Yeah,
because they've been ready for the big fight. And so they went and got their muscles right. She ain't had no muscles, so she had to go get a knife. She must have just been in the kitchen making a sandwich.
Thanks, Honcho.
Yeah.
Thanks, Honcho.
Okay. She was just in the kitchen making a sandwich. Heard some girls beating her dough down. 2 big muscle-bound She-Hulk looking bitches trying to kick her dough in. So she called the cops and took her butter knife to protect herself from these angry She-Hulks.
I didn't mean to cut you off, but like I said in the chat, black people don't have sharp knives like that. Now, come on, Honcho. We don't have sharp knives. We use the same knife for 10, 15, 20 years, and them knives don't be sharp unless you go outside on the bricks and try to sharpen them up. But black people don't have no sharp knives. But go ahead.
Okay, well, that lets me know I'll never come eat at your house. We're not having anything good and can't cut the shit. I have various collections of sharp knives. Just threw away a collection of knives that had a sharpener because I actually got the same set twice. So, yeah, like, come on, now stop the nonsense. You know what I mean? Like, that's a grade A steak knife that she was trying to jug that girl with. And you're going to sit there, like, people going to sit there and tell me that that's not going to do some damage. Like, you're going to take the risk of possibly missing, allowing her to stab the girl, and you still going to have to shoot the other bitch. Or, let me just take this girl out. We have 1 casualty, as opposed to the possibility of 2 happening. So you think that he should have killed her?
Do you kill her? Does Honcho go out there and kill the girl? Now, if you think you should kill the girl, then there's no need for me to say anything. You think when you pulled up, you would have shot to kill that girl?
I'd have pulled up and shot the shit out of it. If that would have been, let's say I'd have came home and the little one had got into some shit and I pull up and I see that big fucking wildebeest.
I'm saying from an officer point of view, not girlfriend, wife.
Look, I'm Honcho the guy, right? Okay, so if it's civilian shit, I'm not finna fucking give a fuck. I'm gonna let people go on about their business. If it's my job to break shit up, that means I have a vested interest in what's going on. So the only way I can compare myself to that would be a situation where someone I care about is in a situation where I'd have a vested interest in that. So I'm just saying, yeah, if I see somebody about to lose their life and I have a vested interest in protecting life here, then I'm shooting the aggressor. Like, when that cop came up, everybody was standing around. Everybody was standing around. As soon as he come around that corner, that big fucking wildebeest, she lowered her head and started ramming and charging. She gonna push the other bitch with the knife, and I'm surprised she ain't jugged the other bitch, and then gonna run up on the other one. She got this bitch, Debo, that had this with one hand, body in, and the other hand about to stab the fuck out of her.
You know what that was? You know, that was, she was just showing out. Yeah, you ain't gonna bother me now.
She showed out. Yeah. She showed all the way out. She showed all the way out.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Okay, I got police coming for y'all, but I'm gonna kick y'all butt right. Yeah, dumb mistake. But I really got a problem with that black man.
Yeah, I got a problem with him too, because if he's supposed to be a father figure and he letting all these motherfucking kids do all this dumb shit, plus you see the laws coming up. You see multiple cars.
For which one?
What?
Father figure for who?
He was supposed to be the stepdaddy, the nigga that sat there and kicked the other little bitch that was standing right there next to him. Yeah, no, stop calling her fluff. Your ass was fat. The girl was fat. Well, no fluff. He wasn't chubby. Her ass was fat. Goddamn. Man, stop the nonsense. She was on leaving headed for a life of disappointment because she wasn't finna lose that. She was fat. That was permanent. She wasn't finna lose none of that shit. That was gonna be a
Okay,
permanent.
and because she was fat and fluffy, the officer said, "I got to kill this woman."
Man, shit, people are in danger. Like, come on now. You didn't watch, especially black women fight on the motherfucking internet. And how does it be? It's always the biggest one that win. You know what I'm saying? She be slinging motherfuckers around like a fucking cat. I've seen a big bitch fight two hoes, have a hoe in each hand, beating both of them up. When it comes especially to women, weight classes matter.
Right, and based on what you just said, that's what that police officer said. Here's old fat black woman. Let me shoot her. That's what I'm talking about. That predisposed disposition, thinking that black woman is, well, she was the aggressor at the time.
Yeah, so what are you talking about? There wasn't no thinking. Look, hey, my eyes tell me this woman is about to stab somebody else. Who's the aggressor in this?
And then when I see those videos as a white officer, oh, them old big dark-skinned black women always fighting the skinny, petite, light-skinned women, and their community doesn't like the big dark-skinned black women because they're always fighting the skinny, light-skinned women. Let me go ahead on and help the black community and get rid of this fat black girl that's always fighting the little petite women. Instead of me coming out the hey, like, or shoot, well, I know they can't shoot a gun in the air, but I know they can't shoot a gun in the air, but something. I think he could have. Why he couldn't shoot her hand? Why he didn't shoot her hand that the knife was in? So 4 shots.
So let's talk about that, right? Matter of fact, let me see if I can pull something up. Let's talk about that, and then yeah, I'm glad I still got it right here. You said that he should have shot the deal out of her hand, right? That's what you're saying. He should have moved the shit out the way. Okay, cool. Get out the way.
The weight of the.
And where did he shot her at? Her spine? Where did it? Or just pierced through her heart or something? What?
Again,
I mean.
So let's take a look at this picture right here, right? You say, everybody's saying, shoot her in the fucking hand. Look at where he's at. And what do you think happens if he shoots this girl in the hand? Hand is a tiny fucking target compared to that other 299 plus pounds of whatever else she got going on over there. And you're going to aim for the hand and hope that you see, even with him being an expert marksman, it's a very difficult target to hit moving.
What about the kneecap and all that hip back there? That's a big bullseye hip. That was a big
kneecap, but look, that gut is bigger than the hip.
A bullseye hip. He could have shot her there.
I said, that gut is wider than the hip. That's the biggest shit on her is that stomach, that core section.
Right.
So
unfortunately, that's a baby. That's a baby with a gut.
Was she out there? Did she have a bottle in her hands or did she have a fucking knife? Baby, man, let's stop that baby bullshit. Like I just said, we just showed another quote unquote baby stab another baby in the neck. Y'all miss me with that shit. Like these quote unquote babies are out of control.
No, man, she must have some kind of mental problem. Why they bothering that girl?
Shit, you don't get never stop the nonsense. Shit, stop
that little girl. You know that little girl. Is she not home with her mama? Something wrong with her.
Man,
something wrong with her. Whatever.
That's what the fuck is wrong. Like, and I'm pretty sure, I can understand possibly being upset and angry. You got whatever home life shit going on, but to allegedly that this started because somebody else came in there, apparently one of the other girls came in there, ex-fosters came in there talking about your room dirty. Who gets that mad? How does it escalate into a situation, about a mad room, about a dirty room?
So the fluffy girl was just wrong. The fluffy girl was wrong, and she's supposed to lose her life.
Yeah, wrong and stupid. That's what I believe. Wrong and stupid.
Well,
I think a motherfucker know if you pull out a weapon in front of a cop, what the likelihood is going to happen. And then people go, well, they got white people who do it. I don't give a fuck about them motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? It's the niggas that's hollering, oh, we get this and that, we get that. So if you hollering all this shit, expect it to be true, right? Then don't do the dumb shit that gets you put in a position like that. You know what I'm saying?
Well, you know what? Don't call the cops. And if you want to live, don't call the cops.
Don't call him, and then it'd have been 2 more bodies over there. She'd still be going to jail.
No, they would have still been alive.
No,
they all would have been alive.
Cops, she'd have jugged that pink bitch up. She'd have backdoored.
No,
oh, buddy, who's kicking the bitch in the head. She'd have stabbed the bitch who's getting kicked in the head. So him actually be 4 motherfuckers lost. He'd be in jail. She'd be in jail. The pink bitch would be dead. The dog would be dead, and the
pink
big girl
could have
on the ground would be dead. Yeah.
Pink suit could have jogged her
Man,
behind
pink
on.
suit wasn't finna
She
do
do a little.
nothing. Now
What's
that's
that little?
probably the
You
best
did,
bet she had, cause yeah, that big girl looked like she ain't ran
right.
ever in her life. But shit, did you see how fast she came from between them car like a charging fucking rhino? She put that little knife at the front of her head. She'd have been a motherfucking endangered species. She would have took somebody out. Like shit.
So
Look at this
I think
picture.
you
Like,
got.
that's what I'm
You
saying.
say you.
You can't look at this picture and tell me that there was another option, right? There is
Yes,
no
there was.
way you gonna sit here and tell me there was another option. And then again, like
First,
I said, what?
I blame that black man for one. I blame the black man. Why he, as strong as that man is, I was gonna call him a name. As strong as that dude is, he could have bent her arm back and took out the knife and just let them fight. What are you running off for when the cops come?
But like I said,
Why he running? Because he don't want to get shot. He would have been the.
Again, like I said, he's an idiot too. But again, you the one with the weapon in your hand doing all this shit. What you think finna fucking happen? Like, you see the police there. There's no way you gonna tell me that she didn't see the police pull up. You were facing in the direction in which they came from. Like, what I think
Her
happened,
immaturity.
What I think happened is
her
what happens with a
immaturity.
lot
Say,
of
I'm gonna
people.
show them.
Okay, but what I think happened is a lot with a lot of people who really ain't about it, and then she fucking wasn't smart about it. Is that you have a lot of people who pop a lot of shit, and then when security comes, when the laws come, they start getting over aggressive, and they want to ramp it up because they expect, you know, the cops to stop everything and
They
let
have
them
it
out.
back. I got
But
you. But she's a dumb young girl. She didn't know better. Too late now. But
she
don't
ain't
call
gonna
the
never know
cops if
better.
you want to live. Don't
Shit.
call the cops. Yeah, she gone.
Shit.
She gone now. Don't
And
call the
who
cops
knows for sure that
if
it
you
was
want
her
to
that
live.
called the cops? Again, I listened to the 911 call. I don't think it was. I don't think she called the cops. Like, I
Well,
really don't.
they were dumb too. They dumb too. Don't
No,
call the
they
cops.
not.
In
They
fact, the
were smart
gospel,
because they lived. They didn't die.
all of them would have lived if they didn't call the
Man, who
cops.
give a fuck about? Look,
Duh.
if you trying to stab, I don't give a fuck about you living. I want to see your head. If I wouldn't give a fuck if you trying to stab me. That cop would have pulled up and knocked your whole head off, and I had
Honcho, why you
brains
acting
and
like?
fucking shit on my shirt. I would go and think that. I would not give a damn. I don't give a fuck. Like, you trying
Honcho,
to
why you
cause.
acting like that? Why you think that woman in the pink suit was so helpless? That 30-year-old woman wasn't
How you
helpless.
know she's 30?
She was.
One, like I said again, weight classes. Look how big you come. You done gave her. You done made her 30.
No, they got feather. They got featherweight. They got bantamweight.
Well, she
That
ain't no. She a
woman was
super
slim and
heavy.
trim.
Well, she a feather going against a super heavy. You know what I'm saying?
She
So what you
could
think gonna
duck.
happen? Who gonna win? This bitch. Look at this. This little girl is handling what you call a
Girl didn't know how to
grown ass
use
woman
her knife.
with one hand,
She should have.
slinging this bitch around, about to
She was supposed to.
decapitate her
No,
ass.
she was.
Stop the nonsense.
She was supposed to get her guts if she was gonna stab her. Well, I wouldn't play with no knife. I don't do stuff like that. I don't have to fight
You
nobody.
probably
But
stabbed
what I'm
like 10
trying to say
people in
is,
your lifetime. You probably stabbed one of those
why
niggas.
would you hold a knife up like you psycho or whatever? In that psycho, who had the knife stabbing or the birds or whatever that Alfred Hitchcock movie? She ain't got that much strength to hit that, to do nothing to that girl. Now, if the woman turned to the side and she got her carotid artery, that's a different story. But that girl don't know, no. She doesn't know anything about anatomy. That young girl don't know nothing about
That's
anatomy.
even worse, because that means she don't know what the fuck she doing. And
Right?
she could
She
definitely
probably
hit
did
a
a little
motherfucking artery and fuck a
skin cut.
motherfucker up. Like, that's what I'm
She would have
saying.
did a
Then
little
people talking about
skin
shooting
cut.
in the leg. You know, that you can die from getting shot in the leg. Like I say, what happened is the bitch made a bad decision. And unfortunately, the people who raised her failed. The people who were in that environment around her right then failed. And now she done lost her life because the people who were supposed to be nurturing and raising her and teaching her failed her and allowed her to put herself in this position. That is 100%
Right. And she
on
called,
them
and they
and her.
called the police.
Don't matter about
Don't call the
calling
police if you want to live.
If
Yes, it
you
do.
don't fucking try to stab somebody in front of the police if you want to live.
And don't have a sorry dude around there who don't have enough guts to stand up and tell them, leave or get the heck out of here. And who the grandmama? I seen foster care and it's somebody's grandmama. Is it her grandmama?
That's what I'm trying to figure out, because there's so many questionable stories going on here. That's what I'm saying. Like, I really need detail. People were first saying that was his dad. Now they saying it's the stepdad. Then, like I say, the foster mom came out and said these girls were ex-foster girls.
He probably messing with all them girls. He probably messing with all them girls over there. And that's probably why they made.
It could be.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That might be the case.
Walk
That
off.
might be the reason that they don't want to say that, because they don't want him to go because he a pervert. Like, who knows? But all I do know is what I saw with my eyes. And in that moment, that motherfucking wildebeest was running rampant and rabid, and it needed to be put down. So you either call the fucking laws, you backdoor call animal control, or whatever the fuck you need to call. That bitch needs
Oh
to get
man,
put down.
what if she was a light skinned
I don't give a
wildebeest?
fuck if she was light skinned. She just had more bruises.
No, you
Same
want to
shit.
please.
I don't give a shit
Oh,
if she light
wonder
skinned.
what's
What
going
does it do with
on?
anything? One of all people, you asking the wrong niggas. You know I don't even dig that light skinned shit. So you asking the wrong nigga of all
Okay,
people.
well, I already addressed that because, and I'm gonna throw a little extra into that. That cop knows that some black men got some coloristic views that they say, oh, here that old dark skinned big woman is the aggressor here. Let me help the black community out. But I think it was two slim women, you know, saying, I even think it was two slim black women. They want to die.
You're a waitist. You know what? That's what you are. You're a waitist. You accuse
Well,
me
yeah,
of
that girl need to
colorism.
lose.
You over here practicing waitism. So you're saying that big black women shouldn't get the same level of respect because of their size? Is that what you're saying, Shelley?
I didn't say that, but I think when you're young, you shouldn't be that big. Now, I don't know if you call that a waitess or
But
whatever.
I thought you
I
said that
don't
was
think
just
she should
fluff.
be.
Well, ain't the fluff just gonna float away
Yeah,
into the wind
fluff. She
like
shouldn't be that
dandelions and
fluffy.
shit?
She shouldn't be that fluffy as a young girl. Yeah, and that's what got her killed.
So
If she was a little small, petite, 17 or whatever how old she is, I hate to say it, you get mad at me when I say this. She really wouldn't have died if she was a little small, petite, skinny little girl fighting another 30-year-old something woman. She probably still would have been
you know
alive.
why
So
she
her
would have
weight got
died?
her killed.
She probably wouldn't have had as much mass to hit. You know, that's why it would have been harder target. That's why. You know what I'm saying? Like y'all sitting here trying to make excuses and all this other shit. Like a motherfucker just don't go on a stabbing. Like just don't start raging with a knife. You know what I'm saying? For no motherfucking reason. You know what I mean? Not somebody who's a woman of peace, right? There is way more to the story than what's being put out there. And it probably might not ever fully get out there. But like I said, there's no fucking way. Everything being everything, the one thing I do know, everybody except the cop and the dog is wrong in this situation. Those are the only two motherfuckers who made any motherfucking sense. The dog, when he got dropped because he was out of control of the situation, he went on and left. The cop did what he was supposed to do. Everybody else, for hanging out at that house, you get into a fight, you coming out the house with a knife or whatever the fuck else you got going on, the nigga, everybody involved, the nosy ass neighbors, everybody else is in the wrong. The cop and the dog are the only motherfuckers who did anything right in that situation.
And who I think is the number one person that's wrong, the one that made the phone call.
So who made the phone call?
Whoever that dummy was, what you calling the cops for?
Because
what you calling the cops for? I ain't
there
trying to
was
be
more
funny.
than one call, so obviously.
Call the ambulance. Once them husbands got finished fighting, call the ambulance. If one died, so what? I ain't trying to be terrible, but so what? Y'all dummies want to be out there fighting and all that kind of foolishness.
So what's the difference then? So what's the difference in the outcome? If one died, so what?
Don't call the cops. Don't let the cops
What difference
kill
does it make? One died. Only one
you
died.
got a
So
chance.
what?
You got a chance to live. You can live with your cuts, or you can live getting a black eye, whatever.
Man,
the chances of living with a knife is better than a gun.
Girl get the pink girl get to live with no cuts, no black eye, no nothing. She's fine.
That ain't a fair fight. That's not a fair fight
That's
then.
100%. It wasn't no fair fight from the jump. The bitch got 200 pounds on her and a fucking knife. What are you talking about, fair fight?
And then think about it. Okay, so you say there's something strange about that because Slim could have been ran off when the girl was going to get the knife, or the girl was coming when she was beating up the other girl. Why she didn't run? Why she up there being big dog when she was beating up the other girl?
This is what I'm telling you. Something was wrong with the big girl. She waited till the laws. Everybody was standing there. Nobody was fighting. She saw the laws and decided to do that dumb shit. She got herself killed.
But the girl in the pink stayed her butt there too.
But the girl in the pink was sitting there complaining. The cops, how about we supposed to do? Run off when the cops come? As soon as they come? No.
I probably would have ran. Well, the cops probably would have shot me, but I would have ran towards the cops. Waving. You wave. You put your hands up.
You ain't running. You holding and shit. And you over there trying to offer the cops a snap. Trying to get out the shit. Anyway,
and it would have worked. And it would have worked. It would have worked too.
He should have shot you for the offer. All this nonsense you talking crazy. Man, look, all I'm saying is this, is that young lady brought this on herself. You cannot convince me nothing otherwise. Everybody was standing there until the cop showed up. And in a matter of seconds, she went ballistic. As soon as he got out that car and say, hey, what's going on here? She bum rushed the other big bitch with a knife in her hand and rolled her like a fucking roly-poly. She folding up, trying to get up. This nigga come, like Miss Me say, with the this is Sparta kick, boot the shit out of her shit. You know, I'm sure there's a team in NFL need a new punter. You need to go try out. He boot the shit out this bitch, and then she done ran up on the other bitch, got her up against the car with a knife about to stab. What is he supposed to do? Wait and see what's going. It's fucking complete chaos. It went from, hey, I'm pulling up on a stabbing call, everybody standing, and then it just breaks out in the bullshit. What the fuck is he supposed to do?
Well, what if she didn't have her hearing aid on? She was supposed to die? Yeah. Yeah, I guess she was. But she didn't have her hearing aid on. She was supposed to die.
Now, normally I don't do that. But on that note, I had to hang up on Miss Shelley. So what we are about to do, after party, y'all know how it goes. And after, well, hold on. Hold on. We got one more. We ain't gonna end on that bad note of Shelly nonsense, because Shelly was in there talking all kind of ridiculousness. And yeah, she was saying some far-fetched shit. I don't know what the hell Shelly on. But whatever that is, you know what I'm saying, you need to bag that shit up and sell it. Because this guy, I don't know what the hell Shelly on. How you doing? What's on your mind?
Shelly, Miss Shelly. Miss Shelly, it was hard to listen to you. It was really hard to listen to this because I just couldn't believe in ears. Like, Miss Shelly, like, what if your daughter was the one in the pink? Let me ask you this, Miss Shelly, what if your daughter was the one in the pink? What did you want the police to do? Keep telling her to drop the knife? Picture back up.
Now, what you say? The audio kind of messed up just for a second. You said that, imagine the pink is your daughter, and then what happened?
I say, put that picture up one more time.
Okay, I got you. Right there.
Okay. Now, you mean to tell me, can you hear me, Ed?
Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now, you mean to tell me, look at her leg. Look at her leg. You see, she dropped the dog, first of all, on the ground. She getting ready to go into defense mode. The way her hand is, she was going straight for her stomach, her neck, her somewhere. Don't tell me that you wanted, if that was your daughter.
So mine got to cut out a little bit.
This girl was in demon. I don't know what got into her. Okay, it don't even look like it was an argument. She waited till the cop get there. Matter of fact, the other girl was light-skinned that she pushed down. It looked like she cut her to me. I don't know. They haven't said she didn't, but it looked like she stabbed that girl. But she may not have. I'm not going to put rumors out. But she pushed the light-skinned, fluffy girl down. And then she went right over to the girl in the pink. For what? The girl was trying to tell the cop. She was about to tell the cop what happened. This man had 5 seconds. So you mean to tell me in 5 seconds, Miss Shelley, he said, I'm going to shoot this big black girl to get rid of the community, to help the community so I can. He thought about all this in 5 seconds and shot the girl and saved the girl life. In 5 seconds. Come after anybody. If I'm outside on the street and I see this shit going on, if the cops ain't there, I'm going to save somebody's life if I can. Stop it. That was hard to listen to. I cannot believe you as a woman, Miss Shelley. And I'm not getting on you. I'm just saying that shit was hard to listen to. This is when I say
Hold on one second, Miss Me. Hold on one second. We're going to fix this whole thing. All right. Make sure we get this out. Is that you, Miss Shelley? Yeah, because you're talking crazy. Hold on. Did it switch it in? Okay, hold on. All right, okay. Now, Miss Me, you can speak directly to Miss Shelley.
Hey, Miss Shelley.
Let's see. There she answers. She might still be.
You gotta unmute. She got it muted.
Oh, she muted. All right. Let me hit her with the unmute action.
She probably had to unmute her. Look at the bottom right left corner. There you go.
Keep pounding. Keep pounding. Oh, Lord. Keep pounding.
That's what that big girl was gonna do if that cop wouldn't have.
That's right. That's right.
She's gonna keep pounding.
Deshaun is coming to the Panthers.
Look, that's fine.
Once he finished with all his.
Just make sure y'all got an industrial size.
Miss Shelley, you could try. Look, you could talk about that all you want to, but I'm just saying it was hard to listen to you, and I'm trying to get where you get your ideology from. Because come on, if that was your daughter in the pink, you mean to tell me you didn't want that cop to save her life?
Listen, by the time this picture Pete Honcho has up, you see one girl running. Look at the car. Why the pink one didn't run off when she was fighting the other girl?
Miss Shelley.
Why she didn't run off too?
You didn't. You have
like the sorry black man.
You apparently did not watch the video. It was only a few seconds. When the cop pulled up to ask what was going on, all of a sudden she started with the one big girl that she pushed down, and she went immediately over to the girl in the pink when the girl in the pink was going to the cop to tell him what happened. And here come this bitch with this knife. And you mean to tell me you didn't want him to save that girl life? Just think if that was your daughter.
I didn't say any of that. Any of that.
Well, you need to watch
all of
You need to watch.
I probably do need to watch because I wasn't trying. I probably didn't want to. I really didn't want to watch no more foolishness with stuff like this. But
you can't.
I don't think they should have called the cops.
I don't think they should have called. I'm calling the police. I'm calling the police. I'm calling the police. If you got this girl out here with a knife, which she did not call the police because the 911 said it's a girl out here with a knife and she's trying to put hands on them and stab them. She didn't call the police. But Miss Shelley, you have to watch the video and you have to use logic and watch what was going on.
And whose house is it?
That man only had 5 seconds. When he pulled up, first of all,
and then why the girl can't have a knife? Why the girl can't have a knife if that's where she's staying at? She got a right to have a knife. These people coming up harassing her.
Miss Shelley, I have
right. Is that not what you're saying?
Miss Shelley, I have several guns. But if I'm outside and I'm trying to fight, that's not a.
Where's the little
girl? So there's no little girls in prison for killing people? Is that what you're saying?
No. I'm. Well, if this is her house, why can't she have a knife?
This is a foster home, first of all. Second of all, she can have whatever she wants. But when the popo pull up, when you wasn't fighting, you wasn't engaged in any fighting. If you look at the video, I need you to watch the video. The girl is over there talking. They're all talking. Then all of a sudden, she pushes the girl down, try to stab her. The dude kicks the girl in the head. And then she goes straight over to the girl in the pink. What the hell is this cop supposed to do? If I was a police, I don't give a damn if she's black, fluffy, light-skinned, short, fat, skinny, if she's engaging, if she's the aggressor with a knife, with a weapon. What the fuck was he supposed to do? And not only that, if he'd have let her stab that girl and that girl would have died, guess what? He really would have been crucified. He really would have been fired.
No, he wouldn't have been there because they shouldn't have called the police. They should have just let them hosers fight it out and go to the hospital.
Really?
If you want to live,
and a grown ass man is in it.
He ain't no daddy. A daddy wouldn't allow that to come to his house in the first place.
Regardless if he a daddy or not, he was a grown ass man.
Sorry, but he's a sorry man that come up to his house. I don't know the house situation or whatever. But my bottom line is, if you want to live, don't call the cops. That's my bottom line. And like you say, you got guns.
You know what?
You handle
I hope you're not telling I hope you're not telling the kids in your family that. I really do, Miss Shelley, because that's not right.
I believe in having weaponry, so I would handle it. Then I'll call the police. I would handle it.
Let me tell you what happened the other night.
Don't call if you want to live. Do not call the police.
Let me tell you what happened the other night with that not calling the police stuff. My neighbors were fighting. Okay. You know what she did? She called the, and you know when she went outside, she said, I hope the police shoot my husband. So is that what we doing now? We're saying don't call the police, and if we do, we know
If he was beating upside, was he beating her?
Stop it. Listen, that girl got
Was he beating upside her head?
destiny. That girl got her destiny. How many lives do you think she would have took if they hadn't called the police? That is a big, strong little girl, as you say. I've seen little girls with grown women asses. I've seen there's little girls in prison for killing grown people.
Listen,
what are you talking about?
This is where I stand with that. Why would you deal with a dude like that? That's the first time he beat you behind? Come on. That's the first time he was beating on her?
We don't even. You
That's the first time he put hands on her.
Shelley, now you're making up stuff because we don't even know what this man is like. All we know is what we seen on video. He kicked a little girl in the head.
No, I'm talking about that. Oh, that part. That part. That's different. That's different.
What's different about it?
That's different.
How's that different, Miss Shelley? Really?
Two girls fighting. I think. Well, two girls fighting. Let them fight. So what?
That's not no fighting when you pull out a weapon. You can't say that. So you mean to tell me in Chicago and all them places where they don't call the police, where their sons are getting killed and they don't want to talk to the cops, but it's okay that they're dead because they didn't call the police? I don't know what world you live in, and I don't know who's in your ear, Miss Shelley, but I believe if you're at your house and you have your gun, you have the upper hand of who in your yard trying to fight you.
Unless they're coming to get you and you don't know they're coming to get you.
So you said don't call.
But if you at your house,
so Miss Shelley,
a gun is a different situation. But these two young girls, nobody should have been at that girl's house. Period, coming to fight grandma. Okay, I didn't know
what happened. You didn't watch the video.
It was enough to find that the girl was young and fluffy.
Just like all the Black Lives Matter and all them. They want to take one little part. Y'all want to say just because he shot that big ass girl that was in demonic mode about to kill people, you want to take that.
I don't think I even talk bad about the cop. I ain't even talk bad about the cop. I just said if you want to live, don't call the cops. I said if you want to live, don't call the cops.
So I want to live. I want to live, so I'm calling the police, who I pay for out of my paycheck, who I pay for out of my federal taxes. I'm calling the fucking police to protect and serve me. That's what he did that day. He protected and he served that girl in that pink. That girl didn't have they didn't touch a hair on her chin because of that police. He was such a good shot, he didn't even shoot her. He shot that girl in the right spot to get her ass up off of her. Stop saying these kids are little. There are kids in prison who kill 4 or 5 people. Mass shooters are kids. Mass shooters are kids. Okay? I don't know why y'all
and mass knifers, I guess knifers too. Somebody stabbing somebody, fine. But when you come to somebody's house, you get what you get. And unfortunately, the girl didn't have it. Wait a minute. The girl didn't she didn't get it finished before the cops got there. Or the grown woman in the pink, which I think is older, she didn't carry her ass back home like she should have, away from somebody's house. And I agree. Wait a minute, let me say that. I agree with what Honcho said, and I said this too. The cops coming, so you want to act like you can just show out and do everything. No, she messed up. Because she's too young, she didn't know better. You should have threw the knife down and act like you was innocent. And they probably would have took the pink off, and whoever off was at the house who didn't live there. But the girl was so immature and dumb. She didn't know about that. So that really what killed her, and the person who called the police.
Miss Shelley.
And the women and the ones who called the police to get his tail. Yeah, immaturity got her killed.
That is not immature. That is demonic and psychotic. When I fought, when I was 16 and 17, my first thing wasn't to go get a big ass butcher knife and stab up and kill people. How do we know if she'd have got away with that? What you think she'd have did the next time? Huh?
At her house?
That's not her house.
Like I say,
that's not her house.
Well, like I said, I don't know if that's her house or wherever she living at. If she living there, if you big and bad to come there, then you get what you get. But the dumb girl, because she immature, didn't know. Wait a minute, the dumb girl didn't know to throw the knife down and say she over here on my property where I'm staying, and it would have been nothing there.
Okay, let a big. I don't give a damn if she 100 pounds or 300 pounds. Let a 16-year-old come after me with a knife. I'm shooting that bitch. Okay.
You're not gonna be in my yard. Wait a minute. You're not gonna come to my yard. That's exactly. You saying the same thing I'm saying. You're not gonna bring a knife or nothing to my house because I will get you first. So coming up here with your crap. So the young girl just didn't know to throw the knife down when she had the upper hand.
But Miss Shelley,
she had the upper hand on them dummies.
But you said you didn't watch the video. You watched the entire video. They was not fighting or anything when the police pulled up. You
right, and her dumbness wanted to show out. I get that.
Hold on, let me finish.
I get that. She wanted to show out.
Let me finish, Miss Shelley. You call the police to defuse a situation, okay? This is what you do. When he pulled up, that man didn't get out with his gun and start just blazing. He did not do that. He said, what's going on? The girl in the pink was just getting ready to walk over to him and tell him what was going on. But yet, then here she comes. She pushes the girl down, swings at her with a knife. The man, the grown-ass man, kicks this girl in the head like he kicking a fucking field goal. And then she goes after the girl in the pink. This is all in 5 seconds. Watch the video. What the, man, if that was my daughter, and everybody knows I lost a daughter, but if that was my daughter standing in that pink and that girl had that knife cocked, ready to put all her 300 pounds force into that knife, man, you shoot that bitch. I'm sorry.
Right, if Pink was my daughter, but Pink don't have the business at the fluffy girl house, period.
That's not her house. That's a grown woman's house. She's not grown. She don't pay no goddamn bills. Wait a minute. Miss Shelley, you can't tell people not to come visit you and you a foster mom. I know plenty of
I don't know that. I don't know the story. I don't know the story of all of that.
So why are you talking about
you are unwelcome. Wait a minute. You are unwelcome once it's time for you to leave and you want to fight me. So you're not a wanted guest if you want to fight me and argue in the house.
She didn't pay no bills. She's 16. What job did she have?
Going to the bill part? We're going to the paying bill.
That is not her house. And that lady can have
we know it
in her house. What are you talking about?
Is it the pink lady? Is the lady in the pink house? Now, if it's the lady in the pink house, then that's a different story. Is it the lady with the pink on? Is that her house?
Here's the deal. The lady in the pink used to stay there because she was a former foster child. So she was coming basically to come by visit or whatever. This is what the story's saying. And she made comments on old gal having a messy room, and apparently something, her and her sister, and something, sparked up from that. But ultimately, what matters doesn't matter the reason, it's the outcome and where we are.
That's right.
If you got a big beluga whale attacking a motherfucker aggressively with weapons, you ain't gonna try, well, how old is she? Well, what has she gone through in life? Let me write down a report and figure out, well, she's had some trauma. Maybe I should wait. Well, I could analyze the diameter of her thigh versus center mass. Well, I could man, you ain't got time for all that shit.
You only had 5 seconds.
You shoot and live with the consequences, because it's either the big girl or the pink girl and possibly the dog. But it's not going to be a positive outcome one way or the other. You had to make a split decision. You made the right decision.
Right. Should have called the police.
And not Miss Shelley, but you got to say this. You're just speaking off of what you hearing everybody else saying, and I truly believe that, because if you truly watch that and don't put your emotions in it, that's what's wrong with people. You put your emotions in everything. All because we know there's been some killings that shouldn't have happened, but we got to be realistic here.
Okay, wait a minute.
Kids kill grown people. There's kids who kill a lot of grown people. They're in prison for.
I didn't see a slow reel, but I saw the officer.
My cousin went to jail as a 16-year-old because he killed 2 people. He killed them, and he was a child. He was 16 years old, but he killed 2 grown people. So you mean to tell me because they children, we supposed to just let you kill us? Man, I don't give a damn if that girl was 40 in the pink. I don't care if she was 50. That lady that little girl, that little fluff, whatever you want to call her, was coming at her with all her.
And she should have, because she trespassed.
If there was,
she trespassed. She trespassing. The pink is trespassing.
Another white girl. Y'all wouldn't have said that. Y'all wouldn't have said that.
Michelle, stop trying to justify excuses for old gal's behavior, because there is none. There's not. Even if she's a trespasser, well, then what do you do? Like you said, she's calling the cops for some reason. Call, hey, there's a trespasser on the property. Once you come remove, you stay your ass in the house. You know what I'm saying? If that was the concern, but she done brought her ass outside, and when you outside, you get in there with everybody else. You get in the muck with everybody else, and then ultimately made the dumb decision. Because here's where it all, because everything could have been fine and resolved if she'd have stayed the way she was when the laws arrived. Yes, she was kind of looking like she was kind of getting into it with the other girl, but they were arguing vehemently. But if it would have just been an argument, lawman would say what's going on here. Hey, woo, woo, let's disperse this shit. She made the decision to ramp everything up.
And let me say this, Ed.
Yeah.
And also, I feel so sorry for police these days. I do. What are you supposed? If he would have let her stab that black girl, y'all would have said he don't care about black women. Mm-hmm. He let her stab her.
He didn't care about Fluffy was legal, but go ahead.
So this what we gonna do. This is what we gonna do, because I like, as y'all see, and somebody else has finally gotten the experience. You know, talking to Miss Shelley can be tough sometimes when she is set in her ways. But this is what we're gonna do. Y'all know how we do in the Discord, man. We're gonna have an after party right after the stream. So if you are part of the Discord, make sure y'all slide in there. And
I gotta download it again.
I'll shoot you the invite to make sure you
okay.
You guys,
yeah,
I got
where
you.
To my IG?
Yeah, I'll shoot on your IG.
Okay.
And
all right. I'm coming. I just, Miss Shelley, I just don't know what you're looking at. And please stop. All I'm asking you is please stop listening to what everybody else is saying. Because you gotta.
I saw the video. I probably didn't see a detail. I saw when the officer walked up and then she's fighting the girl. She landed in front of the officer and then he said, hey, and then she didn't turn around.
Told her to put the knife down. He told her to. Why you got just like Dante. He was going to jail. They was putting him in cuffs. Y'all, we got to stop making excuses.
Dante don't matter.
We got to.
Dante don't count.
Well,
Dante
he was light
count.
skinned. You said light skin was,
right.
was the game changer. What happened?
You said they wouldn't shoot light skinned people. He was light as hell. He was mixed. His mom was.
It looked like he didn't die, so they ain't try to kill him. Because they sure could have killed him.
My God. Miss Shelley, are you
Dante not dead?
Dante clocked out. What you talking about? Dante gone. What are you talking about? Dante dead. He died on the scene. What are you talking about?
Which one? I'm thinking the paralyzed guy you was talking about.
That nigga should have been dead. He's the one that
you talking about that? You talking about the female cop? The female cop?
Yes.
Yeah, the one female.
Well, I gotta spin on that. I gotta spin on that too, but you ain't gonna agree with me or don't want to hear it. So
Save it for the Discord. Shelly getting the Discord right now. We all finna slide in there. Y'all know how we do it.
But he has a women. He does have a he does have a Caucasian white mama, and she should have a little more, over her son. The white woman ought to have insurance.
Hold that thought. Hold that motherfucker.
White woman need to have the white woman need to have the insurance papers in the car. And she need to make sure her white son, her biracial son protected.
Jesus, take the wheel, please.
Shelly, get in the Discord now. I'm gonna put the link in the Discord for those of you who ain't in this. And I said I wasn't gonna be inviting people in the Discord, but I know some of y'all want to keep on track with some of this nonsense that's going on. I'm finna put the link in here.
Sarah.
Now.
That white woman didn't put the proper stuff. She didn't put the proper stuff in the car. She didn't put the proper stuff in the car for the biracial son, so he wouldn't get in trouble.
Yeah, and look now, y'all understand. If y'all think the den is, if we the den folk on this chat, we didn't got tamed. But if y'all come in that Discord, all hands on deck, no holds barred, you better be able to hold your own.
Oh my God. Can you please watch the video first, Miss Shelley, before you come to the Discord? Can you please?
I will. I'm
gonna play the video in the Discord.
I'll watch it.
Okay, you're gonna play it?
Yeah, so we make sure we all see the same shit. So y'all make sure y'all slide in the Discord. We're gonna keep this community conversation going. Because if y'all don't know, the Den is not a channel, it is a community. The Discord is a big part of that. The link is in there. We finna slide over there. Make sure you're following Ed Honcho, HTX, Instagram, Twitter. Shout out to Miss Meat for holding it down. Her channel is linked on my, if you go to my main channel page, you see it down there. So make sure you go and give her a follow.
Thank you. I'm blocked until May 2nd. I can't go live to May 2nd because a video I showed way April of 2020.
What happened?
You remember that G-Funk documentary I showed way back in April 2020?
Yeah.
So they in February.
Keep pounding.
kind of cutting in and out.
Keep pounding.
Girl, rise up. Rise up. Rise up and see you why that man should have shot that damn baby.
Keep pounding number 4. Keep pounding number 4.
Let me get out of here.
Number 4 gonna keep pounding. Number 4 gonna be pounding, Honcho.
You pound your ass in that Discord. Keep pounding to the Discord. We gotta finish this conversation.
Four coming to the
I ain't
Panthers.
listening to you. Lord, gonna have me hang up on somebody twice in one day. I barely hang up on people once every few months. But slide the Discord link right there. Hey man, let's go ahead and keep the conversation going. If you don't know how to use Discord, shoot a message and we'll be more than happy to help you next. Like I said, whenever we're not live on the channel, we usually in the Discord kicking it. So you get all in all the time. But with that being said, chucking up a deuce. Y'all be cool like y'all be cool, man. I'm just gonna hit the button randomly and just stop streaming. So y'all should probably be in the Discord like already. The link is there. It's like no excuse not to be there. Make sure you hit the voice chat too. We'll be in the voice chat talking.